Well, hello, and good morning to you, and you. Welcome into another edition of Braylon Lee's Virtual Tour Live, the morning edition. Glad to have all of you here, and we do have a lot to talk about for sure. Whoa, man. Porsha Williams, there is a report. Is she or is she not divorced from Simon Gobadia? We'll talk about Jeri Bingham has informed me and really all of us of something that black people actually are. Did not know it, but I will say I definitely agree with it. I'll tell you about it. Randall Woodfin is representing his state of Alabama in a very big way that actually could hurt the economy in more ways than one, but there is a purpose behind it. I'll tell you about that. A brother named Joe Dudley is a legend in the hair game. I'll tell you more about him. The Caesars Superdome is getting some renovations for the Super Bowl. I'll tell you how much that is costing. And Zeus, y'all, there has been so much from Zeus. But what y'all are going to see with Zeus at the end of this show, I can't even. Oh, Lord, higher is waiting, low is available. But either way, we are about to be live on tour. Let me take down this iconic intro. You see the virtual tour background, you hear the virtual tour music, and then there is me. Hi, everybody. Good morning. You like the haircut? It's here. It's together. I am here. Glad to have all of you here. Before we get started, I know that I said we're going to look at Isabella Strahan. I do have her video up. So I definitely want to showcase that for sure. Because, we support Team Strahan over here. So it's just 5 minutes, and then we're going to get right into the tour. Because, like I said, the story of Isabella Strahan is quite powerful, quite remarkable, and quite extraordinary that I know will help a lot of people. So here we go with this, and then we're going to go straight into the tour. Glad to have y'all here.
I'm going crazy. So the Little Words project, I already had, I think 4 of these. Someone do like a full wrist. But they said, so their goal is, I took these 2 out to wear now. Stay positive and grateful, and they're really cute. And when you wear them until you need them, you can read them on your wrist, and then you're supposed to pass
Beautiful.
them on to someone else who needs it more than you. Roses are red, violets are blue. Valentine's Day is sweet, and so are you.
Oh. And hey, Miss Cheryl H. Tuff, thank you so much.
Sleeping a lot.
Yeah, I've been sleeping. I think not yesterday. 2 days ago, I didn't leave my room. I don't think so. I was severe. I had a fever. So you're supposed to go to the hospital if you're 100.4 twice, but mine was 100.2. So that means I didn't have to go.
Ooh.
And it went down, but I felt so awful. So I just stayed in bed.
I can only imagine.
Usually my days. So everyone's at college. So it's really just me here. I have 2 doctor's appointments per week to get my blood drawn. I had one yesterday, and I actually don't mind getting my blood drawn anymore. I take it back. Things could be worse.
That is true. That is very true. Things could be worse.
Those are the only set things I have per week, besides maybe physical therapy, which I had today.
Maybe walking.
So a very regimented routine.
Yeah, maybe I'll try to go walk outside more too. It's getting colder.
Bob Marley movie.
Yeah, I want to see the Bob Marley movie. And what else? My friend Ty. I'll probably see him. This one's cool.
How opens up there. That's very cool.
I feel like this is great colored paper too. Very bright. But today, what am I doing today? Physical therapy.
So there she is doing physical therapy there.
Maybe this way.
Look at the little doggy. That's Michael Strahan's dog, by the way.
Moving objects that you have to balance over.
Taking a walk. I was walking around the kitchen shower. These are my activities. I list a shower as my activity. Going downstairs is an activity. Stretching is an activity. That is an activity. Drinking water. Eating. Those are all like things to accomplish.
So all the basic stuff that we
Opening
do
packages.
is
I love that.
all
It's
new
so
to her.
fun. I don't know. Even if it's
She's
like
finding joy in
not,
what's
like,
basic to us.
a little like hello, or like a card that says goodbye. It's fun to open. Someone even did a whole maze on this one. What's my favorite candy and chocolate? It's a hard one.
What is it?
They asked me a question.
No, see?
Oh, I didn't used to like peanut butter, but now I do. So I do like Reese's now.
Coffee?
Twix are good. See's candy, brittle. Like they're.
You know what? I never ate brittle before. I'm gonna be
Ice
real with
cream,
you. I never ate
yes.
brittle.
So that's gonna keep your face.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, strawberry ice cream has been great through hospital stays and now, because I've been drinking these. I've never had Ensure in my life until now.
Not Ensure. Good Lord, that's a nutritional
Like these little shakes
shake.
that are probably like, I don't know how many calories, but they're for walking.
Bulking season.
In the shake.
Yeah. There's like strawberry ice cream in the shake that's already probably like, it's probably like, I won't be drinking it after this. So many Isabellas. This girl's also named Isabella. They're asking what my favorite animal is. Oh, actually, a long hair wiener dog. What else?
Wait a minute.
What? A week and a half out.
Tell me why that one looks like Snoop Dogg. Like, hey, what's good though? You good? I'm good.
What else? So this is like what? A week and a half out.
Oh man.
And today I'm feeling better. Yesterday and today I felt better. Even though yesterday I just I'm not like leaving my house every day at all. Besides for my appointments. So it's not very much fun. Not any fun things to do. Maybe I'll put this on the back of my phone case and stick a sticker. Oh. I don't think it's gonna be sticky after I take it off. It's soft. And that's what I guess the whole vlog that I want to talk about. Hope y'all had a great Valentine's Day. Bye.
So there is Isabella Strahan. Shout out to
try out a Casper mattress.
And what she is going through so bravely, strongly, for sure. So just wanted to just mention that. So, all right, let's do what we do and go on tour, everybody. All right, so here we go. We're gonna start off with Porsha Williams. This comes to us from Media Takeout. Reports Simon and Porsha's divorce is fake. Porsha is just protecting her assets. The popular blogger Jessie Wu, who is on Dish Nation, that's what we dishing about, who is friends with many Atlanta celebrities, is claiming that Real Housewives of Atlanta star Porsha and Simon split is fake, allegedly. Media Takeout learned that Jessie says that the couple are still living together as husband and wife. She further claims that Porsha only filed the divorce because she wanted to make sure that her assets and Simon's were separated. As Media Takeout reported, Simon's name turned up in federal court documents, which suggested that Simon was a fraudster who scammed his way into a green card. In that federal suit, if that federal suit was about Porsha's husband, it would suggest that his citizenship, immigration status in the United States is in jeopardy. Also, Simon can face criminal charges. Porsha, by filing to divorce Simon, is making sure that all of her money and assets are separate and couldn't be seized by the feds. I mean, listen, when you put it in that point of view, when you put it through that lens, right? I think that makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? But still, it's just like, if he has done all this, right, being a fraudster for a green card, scamming, money out of different companies and all that stuff, if he really has done all this, then there's no reason to live as husband and wife to me. I just don't feel it. I just don't see it. I don't understand it. Um, and some people are saying this is Porsha's karma for stealing Fallon's man. And, a lot of people are saying that, Fallon and, Simon were getting ready to separate and stuff. Like, I mean, she still stole somebody's man regardless. Like, you don't show up to somebody's house and start flirting with somebody's man. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know of anybody who does do that. And quite frankly, it's rude, downright disgusting, and disrespectful. Because here's the thing, right? I feel like sometimes when we look at these celebrities, right, we give them love, grace, and space because, oh my God, that's Porsha Williams, and I love her on TV. If you wouldn't hold your friend in the same regard as Porsha Williams, then guess what? If you would call out your friend, you need to call out Porsha. Just saying, that's just how I feel about it. So, do I think that she has filed for divorce? Absolutely. And I do believe that, it's actually happening because people are saying that Simon Guobadia is allegedly getting deported. And listen, I hope the best for Pilar, her Portia's daughter, and, Simon's kids as well, because regardless of what's happening, the kids, they didn't ask to be here, and to see your dad get deported, it's not easy. So prayers go out to everybody. But listen, I mean, this is where we are. So there you go there. More Virtual Tour Live coming at you guys right now. This comes to us from rollingout.com. Jeri Bingham, founder of Black Introvert Week, clears up misconceptions. As an introvert herself, Jeri Bingham says they aren't hermits, reclusive, or mean, just misunderstood, and she's working to change how people see them. Jeri Bingham, founder of Black Introvert Week, February 8th through the 15th, has been featured in the Chicago Tribune, Cosmopolitan United Kingdom, Color Magazine, and on WG and Radio Chicago. She's a contributing writer for Myers-Briggs magazine. By the way, if you don't know what Myers-Briggs is, hey, Nikki News, good morning to you, beautiful. Glad to see you here. So for those of you who don't know what Myers-Briggs is, the Myers-Briggs skills assessment, that is that there, which is published on medium.com, as well as for Rolling Out magazine. Rolling Out articles includes how do introverts protest, 7 New Year's resolutions for introverts, and what introverts want for Christmas. Bingham also co-wrote an article for TLNT, a talent management HR magazine, on being an introverted woman in leadership. Bingham took time hours ago to sit down with Rolling Out publisher Munson Steed to talk about what it means to be an introvert in a world that favors extroverts. Munson Steed, so why don't we just get right to about being Black and an introvert? What should the public know, and how do you define a Black introvert? Since most people think introverts are in a corner with their head down and their heads in their laps, afraid to have conversation in front of their CEO. Jeri Bingham, thank you for that intro. So that's the stigma that introverts are hermits, can't speak to people we don't like, people we don't leave the house, we can't speak publicly, and all of that's just absolutely inaccurate. That description has been around us for many years. It's not just for Black introverts, but it's for all introverts. I'm working very hard to change that. Introversion is about the way you receive and gain energy. So when we talk about we talk about personality types, we usually talk about introverts and extroverts. So introverts prefer more inward things, meaning you prefer to receive your energy and good vibes internally from yourself. So in solitude, you sort of gain your energy best. Extroverts are more external, so they gain energy through people, places, things, consistent activities at events, so that recharges them and gets them excited to help them move on with their day. Introverts are just the opposite. When you add the layer of Blackness, then you're looking at everything through that Black lens and our own experiences and the way we're perceived, the way we show up in the workplace, and all play a role. That's why I created this week, and that's why we're talking about Black introverts. Because there is this misunderstanding that when stereotypes, that's when stereotypes come into place. So, for example, me, I've been told I have a resting bitch face. I've been told that people thought I was mean, that they think all these things that are inaccurate is because of my demeanor. So I don't live my life out loud. I'm not overly animated, and so people can't figure me out. And when I say people, I'm talking about the majority. I'm talking about who you are working with in corporate America, higher education, wherever you are. And when they can't figure you out and you're telling them who you are, and you're telling them who they are, who you are, they are pulling on, I think, stereotypes of what they think the black woman is, maybe from television, from media, from their childhood. And so then they start to paint this picture of who they think you are. It can be inaccurate. The point is, we're all different. And in this space where everyone's talking about diversity, equity, inclusion, belonging, I want people to think differently about that before they misjudge us. They start with these misconceptions and misunderstanding who we are. Well, we are there and we have something to bring. People have so much that they can gain from us with all of our attributes and all that we can offer with our analytical skills and our listening. So that is why I keep talking about this, because there needs to be more understanding. Moons and Steed. Let me see. Sorry, y'all. Just trying to make. Moose and Steed. It started with Carter G. Woodson, who started Black History Week, which we got a month now. Obviously, you start Black Introvert Week, which I want to thank you for. Why is it important? How can we celebrate? And for even those parents who knows that their children, even for those parents who knows that they have children who are introverts, why should they too begin to celebrate their ability to read and enjoy being in solitude more than being boisterous? And the norm is so why is Black introvert both needed and highlights the misconceptions that society has placed on Blacks as being their property, and the anime actors that we need to be every time we show up, both in work and our interaction with them outside of work. Jeri Bingham, it's about equity. I love that you brought parents into this conversation. I want parents to embrace and nurture what they see in their children, just like every child has a different personality. Once you figure out that personality, which usually comes out pretty soon, pretty early, you feed that, you help them to develop. Of course, we all need socialization. We have to go to school. We have to survive. We are citizens. We have to go to work. But if you notice that your child prefers hanging out in the kitchen with you on Saturday versus hanging out with 20 kids on the block, then how about figuring out what is it that kid likes? Is it that they want to be a cook? Do they want to be a chef? Is it something that you're doing that's more appealing to them and more attractive to them? How can you build into that? Don't make them feel as if something's wrong with them, because many of us have grown up that way where we did not want to participate in a lot of activities that the other kids did. And so it's kind of like, well, what's wrong with you? Why don't you want to hang out with me? Why don't you want to go to this opportunity, go to this game, go to whatever? And I think it has definitely developed and shaped me into who I am, turning into taking this opportunity to educate, to tell parents now to look at the children differently and to feed into that. If your kid wants to read every day, what's wrong with reading? I think geniuses are the best readers. They probably are always having a book in their hand. And even, there's a lot of celebrities, which I kind of like to always tell people. I think because that brings it to life. Some of our well-known, highly regarded celebrities are introverts. Like the first one I like to hit people with is with Oprah Winfrey. Oprah has come out and said that she's an introvert. And if you think about how she's talked about her life, what books and writing and poetry, all these things have meant to her. Eddie Murphy recently came out and says that he's an introvert. Stacey Abrams, Issa Rae, Shonda Rhimes. These people are at the top of their games of who they are. Making things happen, and they're introverts. I also want people to think about that, especially parents. You may have the next Oprah on your hands, and so what are you doing to encourage that? Black Introvert Week is, I have to thank you, Munson. When I said I want to create it, I reached out to Munson and said, can you help me bring this to life? You have all the credibility. How do I do this? I have reached out to this organization to make it happen. You said you don't have to speak. You don't have to ask anybody to do anything. Just do it. That's exactly what I did. You said people will get behind you. People will follow you. They will support. And you're absolutely right. So thank you for that entrepreneurial experience and that advice. Munson Steed. But two things I think that are different for me in rolling out and being a CEO too, there's always a need in the Black community, given the oppression that our community has faced for institution builders. So it wasn't that I just saw what it as entrepreneur. I thought it was healing. I thought it was a voice that was necessary. I didn't see anything different than any other Black woman who has created an institution inside America that decided whether it was Fannie Lou Hamer and decided we had a voice and this was my space. And you don't have to have agency over my culture. You don't have to have agency over who I am. You can't define who I am. So it was the entrepreneurial thing as much as you have creating a voice for future generations to know that there is somebody who erected an institution for a week, a moment in time. That's how I can be my authentic Black self. I can be my authentic introverted Black self without any validation coming from outside my Black self and my Black community to understand my work. So it wasn't just, so go start business. I didn't really see that. I thought as a healing proposition that will allow individuals to understand themselves through the lens of a collective effort. And I think that's what more of what I saw. Just so you know how I perceive institution builders, and we need institution builders in our community so badly to continue this work, to forge through, to do it year after year. Well, thank you for that explanation. It's funny that the outpouring of support and comments I've received from people. It's healing. I'm amazed at what people say to me, how they feel heard and seen, because they had not, prior to my conversations and panel discussions about Black Introvert Week, even things that have been floating out here for a couple of years now. There's still people finding it and sharing their joy and someone else feeling their pain. And of course, others giving advice on how you move, how you handle, how you are perceived in the workplace, how your president, whoever you report to, perceives you and thinks something that is inaccurate. So thank you again for giving me this opportunity. I also want to share that I'll be having a panel coming up on February 2nd. I focused on being introverted and Black and all these things, introverted Black women. And also this year, I'm focused on the introverted Black male. Males have a different triple barrel experience, just like women. So they are dealing with first being a Black man, because that's who shows up first, and all the stereotypes and everything that comes with that. Then second, being introvert, they got the Black male and the introversion. All that, leads to how they perceive when they walk into a room, and people may be unsure, they may be afraid, they may be intimidated, they may be threatened. Ooh, heavy, hashtag heavy. These are their own insecurities, their own judgments. That's not fair to our Black men. So I have a panel of 3 men. One is Jay Coleman. He has a podcast and a brand called Sincerely an Introvert. Another one is Richard Inting, our friend from the UK. He has a masterclass on building a brand for introverts, and he's the founder of Black Introvert Week United Kingdom. Then we have Terrence Lee, who is the introvert leader. He has a book and also a podcast. I think he's working on additional books. So I'm really excited to have these 3 gentlemen in a virtual panel discussion that we're having February 10th at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. For more information about that and to register, just visit my website, hushloudly.com/Black Introvert Week. We will look at that in just a minute. And listen, I know this article is very long, but I do want to, I'm reading the whole thing because I think it's very, very important. Hey, Revelation 2023, glad to have you here. Is all good, Queen. Glad to have you here, Nikki News. Love you as always. So if you were giving, so this is Mercer C, if you were giving a young group of professionals who wanted and knew that they were introverted but had not been there, how would you suggest they begin to inform their workplace and their friends of what being an introvert is, and the fact, this is something that they want them to professionally understand about who they are? I think the word introvert is still a dirty word. This is Jeri Bingham. I think that the word introvert is still a dirty word. I'm working on changing that. So I would not go into a workplace and say, hey, I'm an introvert, especially as a new employee. If you've been there for a while, you establish yourself, establish relationships like me, I can say, hey, I'm an introvert, but I don't do that. Or, when we laugh and joke about, hey, I'm having fun, but if you're brand new, I will absolutely not recommend it. But I would recommend that you talk about the behavior. So what I've done and what anyone can do should occur when you are in your first meeting with your manager. Then you say, as you try and get to know them, you allow them to get to know you. So you may say, hey, I excel in one-on-one meetings. I prefer this. I prefer to write my thoughts out. It takes me a minute to process. It takes me a minute to process on what's going to give me the best version of me. I like to base everything on data. And so I may need a little extra time. It would help me if you could give me an agenda in advance and told me what you want the outcome to be, because I'm going to do my research and everything in advance, and then I'll be prepared to share that with you in the meeting or in the conference room on Tuesday. So all those things are typical characteristics of introverts without me saying the word introvert. You may say something like, hey, I know that there are all kinds of activities every week, every night, and I'm not one to partake in those. So I will come to wherever I can, but you may not see me at every event every week. So there are ways around it, things like that. Even your office, how you build your space. So hopefully you have an office and you can share with your manager that you need your little time to recharge. I may step outside for a few minutes to do this and that. All that helps me to be the best person, best employee for the company. So that's the way I would do. I will not lead with I am an introvert, because it may not be taken well. And I hate that we're in that space, but we are, because we are in a world that rewards and celebrates the most extrovert, outgoing behavior. For those of us who don't have that, we don't want that to be held against us. Make sure. Yep, we're almost at the end here. Okay. Let's see. Well, Munson Steve, I want to thank you for that, because I want people to understand that there's a methodology here that brings you to the workplace to begin to at least set some boundaries that I think allow people to understand your highest, best self and productive and efficient self can be in being an introvert. And I think that there are many extrovert people that can, as I have learned in dealing with introverts, set agendas to help create the best experience for the other person on the line, when they can anticipate both the best information to bring to a meeting, to also bring an expectation of what will be in the meeting. I think extroverts just want to be spontaneous, but that doesn't bring any data or data. That doesn't bring any into the process, which I think in a limited time and a very productive time, when artificial intelligence can do many things, you want to be efficient and effective in bringing that delivery. And I think introverts really want to teach extroverts how to bring what you would like to think should be just running gunshot into a much more organized process inside our organization, to be able to achieve goals and have metrics much more visible than most extroverts would choose, given the outcome of meetings. They don't have agenda, that don't have clear set of goals, and don't allow people to actually pause before they have to deliver information or even their insights on their position for it. Jeri Bingham. And let me add to what we're talking about with these agendas. They are also great for extroverts. Now, extroverts usually think out loud. Hello. That's why you hear them. They're at the forefront of most meetings, because they are thinking while they're speaking. Introverts are the opposite. We usually thinking first, processing, and then we need to get out, usually tied to some data or research that we've done. Neither way is better. We need each other. So providing an agenda is just very helpful. I feel like it levels the playing field. So the extroverts know what we want to talk about. The introverts know what we want to talk about. We can prepare in the way that we want and then come through. I mean, not just as agenda with little information, but give some detail. What are you looking for? Don't just talk like the headline. Tell me what the outcome. What are you looking for? At the end of this meeting, I want to have 10 ideas on programming for next year. That's what an introvert means. So that's something that will level the playing field. And again, that's about equity. Munson Steele, I want to thank you for that. And my insight in dealing with introverts is that they're very effective, high-level thinking leaders. They can literally keep the goal in the forefront for an organization. You might want to begin to look at your organization to see who you have omitted from a leadership capacity based on their silence and their lack of extrovertness. I want to thank you, Jeri, for coming on. I want to thank you for your continued support to support Black introverts around the world. For we need to know that we are mighty and strong. We are a mighty and strong community for institutional leader like Jeri Bingham, who is making a difference. I just want to say this. Hey, Lady B, welcome in. I just want to say this. Shout out to Jeri Bingham for Black Introvert Week. I think that this is a wonderful thing. Hey, Colton James. Hey, Colton Hosh James. Welcome and glad to have you here. I remember one of my ex-girlfriends, she said, Braylon, you're so extroverted. Everybody loves you. Everybody supports you. I'm just like, can I let you know something? I'm nervous every time I speak. All these people that believe in me, I don't want to fail them. And honestly, this is the best thing I said to her. I said, listen, I want you to close your eyes and imagine a world full of Braylons. I'm going to do it right now. As you guys are doing it, as, the replay gang is doing it. Do you hear all the Braylons? Do you hear anyone being quiet? Now open your eyes. I said to her, as much as I am an extrovert, I need peace. I need peace. I need reflection, and I need space to be able to do what I do. So when I do virtual tour live, that is my extrovert personality. But when I'm not on live, that is my introvert personality. I'm an ambivert. So the career I'm going into with Mia is a very extroverted career. But how I do my career is I am an introvert, because with the stories we cover here, I know for sure that the only way I can give soul to these stories if I stay to myself, on myself, and by myself to do my research, to figure out the data and why this matters. How can it matter to you? And what can I learn from this that can make me better? So I appreciate Jeri Bingham for being able to create a whole week called Black Introvert Week. So here she is here, Jeri Bingham, founder of Black Introvert Week, February 8th through the 15th. And here is Hush Lally. This is her website here. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm right here. So, and then they have right here Black Introvert Weeks 2020, Week Events 2023, and then a Black Introvert Resource Guide. So I will drop this link if you guys know any Black introverts, or really just extra or Black intro. I'm sorry. I'm gonna drop the link for anybody who's a Black introvert and anybody who is a introvert just in general, because I think that this is a very, very important space here. And so you have podcasts, you have cantv.org, you have Instagram, you have Twitter, you have Facebook, you have LinkedIn, and then you can email. And then there's the phone number there, 312-488-9919. That's 312-488-9919. That's 312-488-9919. You can email JB at HUSHLOUDLY.com. So that is absolutely amazing. Shout out to that sister. All right, 6 people in the building. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Y'all, I'm telling y'all now, there's a reason why I put Zeus at the end of this show, okay? Now, for those of you who are just getting in, we started off the show with Isabella Strahan, because y'all know we are Team Strahan over here. We're supporting Isabella Strahan with her brain cancer, brain tumor, and her making it through. So we update you all with her 10th video through her vlog that she's making for a children's hospital to help other young people, children through that. We talked about Porsha Williams, that she did file for divorce, but Jesse Wu from Dish Nation is saying that Porsha filed for divorce, so that way Porsha's assets and Simon's assets are separate. And now we're talking about Jeri Bingham and Black Introvert Week. So you're just getting into the show here. Glad to have you here. All right. More Virtual Tour Live coming at you live right now. Mayor of Birmingham, Alabama, advises Black athletes to avoid Alabama colleges if anti-diversity, equity, inclusion bill passes. Randall Woodfin said that he will encourage Black athletes to avoid state's public colleges if a law passes ending diversity, equity, inclusion. Randall Woodfin, the mayor of Birmingham, Alabama, said on social media that if lawmakers passed a bill barring diversity, equity, inclusion, DEI programs in state public schools and universities, he would encourage parents of minority student athletes to select colleges and states where diversity, and inclusion are prioritized. Woodfin was reacting to the state Senate approval this week of a bill that would bar public schools from affirming a divisive concept such as teaching that slavery and racism are aligned with founding principles of the United States, that fault, blame, or bias should be assigned to members of a race, color, religion, sex, ethnicity, or national origin on the basis of race, color, sex, religion, ethnicity, or national origin. The bill would require a House vote before it can be signed to law by Governor Kay Ivey, a Republican. In Alabama, which is nearly 27% black, college football is big business, with rivals, the University of Alabama, Auburn University. Historically, among the top programs in the country, his post Woodfin asked leadership, athletic directors, and coaches of the colleges whether they supported this law. As of Friday, the schools have yet to publicly respond. Woodfin continued to the parents of minority athletes who are helping the children decide if they want to play those sports at those institutions. Would you be cool with your child playing at schools where diversity among staff is actively discouraged? Although I am the biggest Bama fan, I have no problem organizing black parents and athletes to attend other institutions outside of the state where diversity and inclusion are prioritized. If supporting inclusion becomes illegal in the state, you might as well stand in front of a school door like Governor George Wallace, a family staunch segregationist. Praise and backlash were immediate. Birmingham resident Kenya Clark, who has supported Woodfin since his 2017 election stands with the mayor, he faces a lot of criticism for any position he takes because he's a Democrat in a Republican-run state. Clark, Birmingham area nonprofit founder, said Friday in an interview. She said Woodfin's words show his character and his caring about us as people. He's willing to face criticism and stand up for what we deal with as black people here. A Woodfin backer on Twitter, C. Page, wrote, with as much money as these black athletes at University of Alabama and Auburn University bring to the state, risking life and limb on every play. Good work, Mayor. In a statement, Sean Patterson Howard, the mayor of Mount Vernon, New York, and the president of the African American Mayors Association, wrote, when we strip our schools of diversity and opportunities to propel our young people forward, it makes sense for parents and students and athletes to seek better opportunities elsewhere. But proponents of the bill called DEI and Woodfin racist, among other disparaging remarks. You need to be worried about, you need to be more worried about all the violence and howlings in your city. Try fixing that instead of race hustling. One Facebook commenter replied. Another wrote, DEI is a sham political ploy meant to divide. Legislation sponsored by Republican Will Barfoot also includes a bathroom bill that prohibit college individuals on campuses from using a restroom that doesn't correspond to their sex at birth. Violators could be disciplined or fined or fired. So this is what we're doing. So there's a person in Texas that can't go to school because of dreads, but yet Nicki Minaj fans can dox other people, and Nicki Minaj can be a sexual predator and still have a career. And now we have a bill to say if you don't go into your restroom that you could be fired or disciplined. What is this, the fucking 1950s where, in the words of Billie Holiday, strange fruit and people in trees? What are we doing here? There was a Emmett Till anti-inching bill that just passed. What are we doing? And then for DEI to be a racial ploy, and that you need to fix the pow-powings and violence in your city? You know, I hope that person who said that never has to experience violence or a pow-powing. Because I bet you this much. If you saw that yourself mattered to your community, maybe you would feel comfortable in terms of walking outside and being in your community and engaging with your community. And you know what? Honestly, to tell you the truth, Florida needs to be the same way with fucking Ron the bitch ass. Okay? They need to be the same way. You don't want, you cutting out diversity, equity, and inclusion, fine. FAMU's a HBCU. Let's see what happens when people pull out FAMU. Let's see what happens when black businesses pull out Florida. Because you do realize your biggest employer, Ron the bitch ass, is Disney. You lost a $1.5 billion contract with Disney. You also lost millions of dollars for a black fraternity. I think it was Omega Psi Phi that was supposed to have a anniversary celebration or a conference, and they pulled out. This mayor is not saying anything wrong. And you know what? He is doing exactly what needs to be done, because down south, SEC football is an economic generator for all those states. So guess what? If black people don't go to the University of Alabama, hashtag Roll Tide, they don't go to Auburn, they don't go to any University of Alabama, that's going to hurt the economy. And then they're going to be like, wait a minute now, maybe we should give a damn about HBCUs. Maybe we should give a damn about diversity, equity, inclusion. So to Randall Woodfin, brother, you did not do a damn thing wrong at all. I am very proud of you for standing up for what's right. And listen, y'all just big mad because he's got power, he's executing, okay? So with that being said, this comes to us from NBC News, all right? Much more coming up here on Virtual Tour Live, coming at you right from this space right here and right now. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's okay, never mind, child. Okay. So health beauty industry bids farewell to a legend. Dudley hair care empire co-founder Dr. Joe L. Dudley Sr. passes away at 86 years old. He don't look 86 though. That brother's blanket was not cracking. Tributes from across the world continue to pour in for the patriarch of the Dudley for the Dudley hair care empire, icon, entrepreneur, and philanthropist, Dr. Joe L. Dudley Sr., who peacefully passed away on February 8th, 2024. Celebration of life events were held on February 18th and 19th, 2024 in Greensboro, North Carolina. Born May 9th, 1937, Dudley was labeled intellectually disabled and suffered a speech impairment. Through it all, his mother never stopped believing in him and is responsible for overcoming these obstacles and becoming a role model for many. He's received numerous awards throughout his lifetime, including President George Bush's 46th Point of Light Award for Dudley Fellows and Ladies Program, the Direct Selling Association DSA Vision for Tomorrow Award, the Maya Angelou Tribute to Achievement Award, Inc. Magazine's North Carolina Master Entrepreneur Award, 2005 Trumpet Award winner, inducted into the National Black College Alumni Hall of Fame, business industry, elected to the Horatio Alger Association Distinguished Americans, and inducted into the Direct Selling Association Hall of Fame. Woo! What a brother, what a brother, what a brother. Dudley is the author of the book Walking by Faith, I Am, I Can, and I Will, where he discusses his successful principle-centered and highly effective entrepreneurial recipe. It features 10 basic principles, include change your attitude to change your life, accept challenge and faith, don't add loss to loss, and make a difference in the world. This book has inspired many to pursue their purpose. Dr. Joe Dudley Sr. leaves to cherish his rich and loving legacy. His children, Joe L. Dudley Jr., Ursula Dudley Obeliski, Mark, Gina Dudley Gitsy, the late Abby Gidley, his grandchildren, Mark Obisky Jr., Etna Obisky, Noah Gidley, his siblings, William Dudley, Cornelia C.C. Dudley, Emma, Marcia Dudley, Pete, Elise Little Juarez, MacArthur Dudley, George Dudley, Blanche, his beloved former wife and business partner, Ernest M. Dudley, his devoted caregiver, Elena Wilson, his Dudley Products, Dudley Beauty Corp, Fuller Products family, and a host of other relatives, friends, and colleagues. We are deeply saddened by the loss of our hero, Dr. Joe L. Dudley Sr. Our hearts are broken. However, we smile knowing the thousands of lives he's touched and changed. Heaven has gained a dynamic salesperson and humanitarian. We love you. We will forever remember and live by your mantra. I can, and I will. The Dudley family. For more information about Dr. Joe L. Dudley Sr., visit dudleyq.com/Joe L. Dudley Sr. Tribute. So I'm pulling up that website now. So here it is here. Man. So let me play this here. Those roses last for about 3 years. So here we go.
First, we're going to start with honoring a legacy. For the first time, we are hearing from family since the passing of Dr. Joe L. Dudley.
Hey, Tyra, much
his
love
name
to you.
synonymous with entrepreneurship and philanthropy, as he was the co-founder of Dudley Hair Care. Today, his family shares his legacy with you.
The most important piece is where he started, and that's in Brooklyn, New York, with Mr. S.B. Fuller and Fuller Products. And he took $10, bought a sales kit, and his life changed, ever since then. The next big thing, of course, was meeting my mother, and the two of them, forming a partnership and a marriage at the same time, and then moving to Greensboro to start their own distributorship. We started selling products in beauty salons and barbershops as well. And things really started booming. My father was such a visionary. He and my mother as partners made such a tremendous impact and had so many, ideas. I mean, we had the beauty schools, we had the advanced school, we had a travel agency, a radio station, a hotel. If they thought about it, they made it happen. He, really instilled in me and all of us a great work ethic. He taught us the value of work, but he also taught us the value of being kind.
Understood, Tyra. Love you as always, Queen.
Meeting them where they are and seeing in them more than what they saw in themselves. One thing that my father always said is, in our time and in our space and with the grace of God, you and I can make a difference. And he always told us and anybody else, if you're having trouble, if you're excited about something, if you need that extra boost, to say, I am, I can, and I will. My father always told us, he said, what I want is to leave a legacy that goes on beyond my lifetime. And so for today, sorry to be the day, he was so proud, and so grateful for everything. His legacy is he's got 3 children that are entrepreneurs. I run this business. My sister has multiple businesses. My brother, runs his own business. And it's not just us. There are people all over the world who are in business because of my father and my mother. And that is what's excited him the most. And, he can rest easy now because he knows that everything is going to be okay. And that he has truly left a world where everything is better because of him.
Now, Dudley suffered from Parkinson's disease. The funeral will be on Monday, February 19th, which is President's Day, at 10 at Mount Zion Church in Greensboro. It will be open to the public.
Woo! Talk about heavy, ladies and gentlemen. And here are some of the many pictures of this wonderful brother and his family as it loads up here. Just it's important to recognize our legends, and my mom has always said the quote from Dr. Maya Angelou that people may never remember what you say, they may never remember what you do, but they'll always remember how you make them feel. And
it seems like the NFL season just ended, but
okay, nobody gives a damn about the NFL, especially the Browns. Y'all suck ass. Sorry, no. It's not about y'all right now. nor will it ever be. But that's neither here nor there. Listen. But as I was saying, people may not remember what you say, may not remember what you do, but they always remember how you made them feel. And so as you see, you know, all these different pictures, I see nothing but smiles there. Oh, look. Listen. Look, Papa was still rolling. You heard me? Papa was still rolling. Yes, indeed. Just beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. And we're going through all of them, y'all. Don't worry, we're going through all of them because I'm a big believer in honoring legacy, for sure. So. There it is. That was his sales force in 1995. I was 2 years old as he had that force. My Lord, and what a force this brother was here. You see different tributes here. Oh, wait a minute. Now, y'all know we love some Arkansas around here. And of course, it would be a Lee. Wow. Okay. I'm the former owner of the New Era Barber and Beauty Salon in North Little Rock, Arkansas. I met Mr. Dudley in 1982. I was so excited and impressed with his attitude, company, what he was doing because I used the products for 22 years exclusive because they were intended every shop possible. After I built my salon in McCain Mall, they honored me by using it as a prep location for the hair shows they conducted in my area. I bought his book title, Walking by Faith, I Am, I Can, I Will. He autographed it on Sunday, September 12, 1999. I am saddened by his transition, but I will never forget the impact he made on my life as a businesswoman. Such a giant of a man and a legacy that is a part of my history that can never be denied. Thank you, Dr. Joe L. Dudley. Woo, okay. I did not expect that tribute from my own home state in this thing, but they did say he hit the world, didn't he? He hit the world. Yes, indeed. This is important why it matters to give the best you can. And then, of course, he has salon here. Of course, why us, the executives. I'm sorry, y'all. That tribute really touched me. It really, really did. It really touched me. And here are the executives here. Ursa Obeski. Oh, man, I'm trying not to really cry this morning. Lori Haskins, that Director of National Distributor Sales, Terry Lawson, Director of International Sales and Key Accounts, Elizabeth Edwards, Purchasing Specialist, Mark Obeski Jr., Director of Professional Sales, the founders here, Ernest Mosley Dudley, co-founder, and John Joe L. Dudley Sr. And then, of course, here are business opportunities, educational opportunities, licensed professionals, events, and videos. Here is the collection here. And they even got new products right here. So this is the Dudley brand here. And then, of course, they are close to the public, but you could have went to get products from there. So shout out to this great family and rest in peace to Joe L. Dudley Sr. God is proud, your family is proud, and the culture is proud. And I think God is going to say, well done, good, faithful servant, as he often will. So, all right, y'all. Woo! Okay, so I'm doing all this because what y'all are going to see is the reason why I do this show. Now, we showcase many things from Zeus, but good Lord Jesus, Guys, we'll see in just a minute. All right. Let's go to New Orleans, Louisiana, baby. Let Dalton Roulette, let the good times roll, baby. Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana is set for $500 million in renovations as city officials are adamant that the arena's makeover will be completed for Super Bowl 59 in February of 2025. This comes to us from DailyMail.com. New Orleans will tie first with Miami for city hosting the most Super Bowls, 11. At least 125,000 visitors are expected at the 83,000 seater, according to Axios. DailyMail.com provides all the latest international sports news. Renovations up to $500 million for the New Orleans Saints Superdome are set to be complete in time for Super Bowl 59, with the stadium set to celebrate its 50th birthday next year. Oh, my Lord Jesus. And then, of course, the SS Festival of Culture next year. Oh, this is going to be a party. Please understand, best believe that for damn sure. And probably more good things to come during that 50th year celebration as well. City officials said that they plan to see the arena's makeover plans through as New Orleans, Louisiana gets to grip with hosting the biggest annual sports game in America next year. The game will be tied with Miami for the record of the most Super Bowls hosted at 11. Renovations are expected to be completed by July. They have already included the setup of new escalators, bathrooms, walkways, among other amenities. The stadium's eastern side was worked on last summer before efforts were gathered to improve the building's western side, according to Sports Business Journal and Fox 8 New Orleans, Louisiana. And there is the Superdome right there in the middle of downtown New Orleans, Louisiana. And there is the inside. Now you see Mercedes-Benz used to be the name of the Superdome, but of course, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So sponsorships for stadiums and domes and arenas are very, very big. Some of them can be up to, the millions, okay? So new escalators, bathrooms, walkways, other amenities have been added to the 83,000 seat. I already told you all that. This renovation was really focused on how we could create a much better fan experience, said Saints and Pelicans president Dennis Lauscha at a February 21st press conference, according to Biz New Orleans. A lot of stadiums only focus on how to generate revenue, which is important, of course, but ultimately our focus was the fan experience. The renovation project was initially expected to cost $450 million when it was approved in 2019, but additional $50 million was raised due to delays stemmed from the COVID-19 pandemic. Saints owner Gail Benson evoked renovations to NFL executives when she pitched Caesar Superdome to host the big game years ago. Officials say they expect at least 125,000 visitors for Super Bowl 59 on February 9th, 2025, according to Axios. Now, I know that's what they're expecting, but Las Vegas was shut down. And you want to talk about Bourbon Street? Oh, listen, it's going to be Mardi Gras amplified by 10. You heard? Listen. In 2018, New Orleans won the bid to host the 2024 Super Bowl, but the expansion of the NFL season to include a 17th regular season game conflicted with the city's Mardi Gras parade scheduled that year, forcing organizers to push back plans by a year. The last time New Orleans hosted the Super Bowl was in 2013 and it was at the same venue. The Baltimore Ravens defeated the San Francisco 49ers in that year's big game, 34, Baltimore Ravens, 31, San Francisco 49ers. So the comments here, seems like there might be better things to spend than $500 million taxpayer dollars on. If NOLA isn't ready for 58, we'll host again. One thing you can say about LV, we host large events as well. Okay, hang on, y'all. It took me to the other page where we can see all the comments. I don't know, we actively reflect the people often over here. So give me a moment as it pulls up. I'm glad to have all you here. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Glad to have all you here. Okay. It should be pulling up. Okay, here we go. Show more cuts. Okay, it says here, right here, just let the NFL pay their own bills. Just what America needs in another football stadium. LOL, don't bet on being finished. I vividly remember Hurricane Katrina was used for shelter for many of those who lost their homes and were homeless. There were grapes and powwowings and all kinds of criminality that went on there at that time. It would be better to tear this place down and build another stadium somewhere else in New Orleans. Vegas Super Bowl will never be beat. Vegas is the best place for the Super Bowl. The Superdome is out of date, badly maintained dump, which reflects the city of its birth. Now, wait one damn minute. We're not going to disrespect New Orleans, Louisiana. We're not going to disrespect New Orleans. Now, I know that New Orleans was broken after Hurricane Katrina, but also too, that dome provides shelter. That dome is home to those people from New Orleans, Louisiana. So for someone to say that that criminal activity has happened there, criminal activity happens everywhere. You just need to be blessed enough that it doesn't affect you and impact you. That was quite frankly disrespectful and just unnecessary. So just wanted to say that there. So here's the inside of the Superdome there. And this is another article here. So I'm just showing y'all pictures here. Of course, the Hurricane Katrina. Phase 1 and Phase 2, the first round of ramp removals over 40,000 square feet worth of the construction, new stairwells, creation of new end zone suites, and the adjoining 4,000 square foot Mercedes-Benz end zone club, a new commissary that will improve food and beverage service and viewing decks carved into the bowl multiple levels. That's Phase 1 and 2. Phase 3 will be the biggest phase of the project. Took out 80,000 square feet of ramps from just the east side of the stadium alone, using that free space to create 2 vertical entry lobbies called atriums with high-speed escalators to move fans from the event level to upper deck. A new sideline club was added and other premium areas improved, in addition of a new team store. Phase 4 will be completed this summer and essentially replicates much of Phase 3 in terms of atrium additions, food service, ingress and egress improvements, the new sideline club on the west side of the building. So, and then here from Fox 8, Louisiana. Here we go with this.
Is counting down to Super Bowl 59.
And as Maddie Kurtz reports, renovations are nearly complete at the Caesars Superdome.
The big game, Super Bowl 59, is just under a year away, but Governor Jeff Landry is already making his predictions.
I think next year it might be Burrow versus Benson, right?
Landry says New Orleans has its problems, but he's confident the city will pull it off.
This state and the people of this city are going to rise to whatever challenge we need to do exactly what Ms. Gale said, and it is to make the Super Bowl one of the best events that has ever been held, not only in New Orleans, but in the country.
It takes a special ingredient and ingredients
that
makes the magic happen.
That part right
much
there.
Like a big bowl or a pot of Leah Chase's gumbo.
One of those ingredients, Saints and Pelicans owner Gail Benson, who began the pitching to the NFL about 6 years ago to host the Super Bowl in 2025. Mayor Cantrell gifting Mrs. Benson this crystal trophy of appreciation.
That's going to be our first trophy, and then next year we're going to get our next one.
Mrs. Benson hopes next year's Super Bowl will be the biggest Saints home game of the season.
I'm wearing my Super Bowl brooch, So hopefully we'll get in it again.
The hosting comes on the heels of nearly $500 million in Superdome renovations set to be complete by the end of January. Next year, the iconic stadium celebrates 50 years.
That the focus really was on that fan experience. And I think for our fans this year that got to see half of the building done, I think they would come out and they would say that it was a really step up in that experience. And I think once our fans see the second half done, it really is raising the bar.
Super Bowl host committee president and CEO Jay Cicero says with that bar raised, the next step is to be aggressive in getting other major sporting events to the city.
We're talking to the NCAA and we're talking to WrestleMania and we're talking to other groups about bringing their big events back to New Orleans, and this renovation certainly would be a feather in our cap.
Now, this year's Super Bowl in Las Vegas was the most watched American television broadcast in a generation. Mayor Cantrell says Super Bowl 59 here in New Orleans is set to surpass that viewership, and you can catch Super Bowl 59 on February 9th, 2025, right here on Fox.
Now, I will say this, right? I mean, what happened in Las Vegas was one of one, right? But I will also say this. Las Vegas ain't got nothing on New Orleans, Louisiana, baby. It ain't got nothing on it. The second line, the gumbo, the beignets, the crawfish, that Southern hospitality. And you know what? I think that New Orleans will step up to the plate because guess what? If they can make it through a hurricane, they can be a hurricane in the worlds of entertainment, pop culture, and bringing soul to the world. So I believe, and this is my belief, I believe that New Orleans is going to give Las Vegas a run for their money. Absolutely. I really believe that. I want that for New Orleans. All right. So that is my take on that. Now, y'all, this next thing that y'all are about to see, okay? I listen, I watched it last night. I watched it last night, and I'm just gonna let y'all know now what y'all are about to see is tragic. It is beyond words. And quite frankly, it makes me excited about this coming to Fox. With that being said, let's roll it. Here we go.
We are in Miami, baby. We have ladies from all over that have come here today to claim their spot on season 5, Baddies Caribbean. I'm the type of chick that make you want to ride It's Baddies Caribbean. Let's go. 20 girls are going to get a gold card. The gold card does not mean you're on the show. It just means you got $5,000 tonight. Are you ready?
Ciao.
Let's go. Bring these bitches out.
The best Caribbean wine.
If you can twerk better than Scotty, you can get a ticket. I see you got your passport ready.
I got my passport. I'm ready to go. I need my stamp.
Hey, girl.
I'm representing Jamaica.
Come on, Jamaica.
I quit my job to come here, and I came to get my ticket.
If you quit your job to come here, make some noise.
Show your tits.
I'm rapping, she can sing. I get alone in the crossroads.
Whoa. That's not the worst of it. Keep watching.
You gonna fight first? Slap her.
What the
Do you have your nipples pierced?
My clip.
20 push-ups. Whoever finishes first, let's go.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that was fire.
$5,000. Somebody wow me for the ticket. No, all tea, no shade. You already know what time it is with me.
I've seen enough.
I'm gonna give you a ticket because either that or I'm gonna beat her ass. Beat her ass. I do what I want, when I want, how I want. I can't wait to line bitches up. All right.
It's one ticket left. What makes y'all the best?
Oh shit! I'm just gonna throw it. Y'all gotta figure it out. That is Caribbean. It's mine.
Do me a favor and carry her off the stage.
You wanna carry me off the stage?
Oh.
Get the fuck up, bro. I keep pushing you.
Ain't no bitch gonna check me. Check me. I ain't gonna beat you up, but I will. But I promise you ain't. Talk like.
I like her.
I'm Nene the Billionaire.
From where?
Are you blind for real?
Hell yeah, you. What? Thank you. We still got beef.
Oh, wait, baby.
I don't play with bitches like you.
What we doing? Okay. What the?
There you go.
Wait for it.
Everybody's silent. Bow your heads. We're going to pray to the baddie gods. Dear baddie gods, everybody look to your neighbor and slap the shit out of that bitch.
I told y'all there was a reason why I put this at the end of the show. Imagine how I felt watching this last night. You have a blind person in this thing. You have people with old beefs in this thing. You got somebody throwing a microphone at somebody. You have people who quit their jobs for an opportunity that has a big possibility of not happening to them. Nene Leakes saying, okay, Jamaica. You're not going to check me. This, that, and the third. Y'all saw fire. There was somebody who did something with fire. But what really threw me over the edge was when Natalie said, dear baddie gods, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, turn to your neighbor and slap that bitch. And the fact that women did that, and she with her big chin fucking ass laughed at it. That will be on the worldwide internet on March 3rd on Zeus. Let's go to the comment section. A mess. This is sad. Zeus is turning into Now That's TV. Oh my God. Sad. Seems like this show has an audition reunion every month. Quickest season ever. Sad emoji. This is embarrassing. The monkey see with the monkey not seeing emoji. Y'all better repent. What a shame. With the peeking emoji. This is sad, embarrassing, and despicable. Stronger focus on education would silence a lot of this foolishness. We need to reach higher and stop looking so low. Other embarrassment, I'm calling immigration. Why is this on TV? This show needs to be canceled. How are you encouraging these girls to fight one another and do the most degrading things? With the eye roll emoji. The fall from grace for Nene Leakes is shameful. 12 likes, agreed. Facepalm emojis. Yikes, I was there. The ish was crazy. You gotta draw the line somewhere. It's a shame shows like Rap Ish gets canceled, but this trash continues on. Why, Black women, please stop volunteering and sign up to be a part of the circus. This is crazy. SMH women in their 40s and 50s have the nerve to be judges and are pushing it. I can smell the jail charges and BV. So embarrassing. I think that's for Black violence. No break, no new shows, just baddies, LOL. A tagging here of somebody tagging here, you watching. LOL, I might, crying emoji. I always thought Batty was pretty smart, money, motivated party girl. These girls are just bullies. This is just degrading, inhumane, animalistic, barbaric nonsense, and why it continues to air is beyond anything insane. It's black culture. Get out here with that racist stuff. Thinking emoji. I am certainly no one with intelligence would have assumed I was speaking about anything other than the senseless clickbait fighting that is allowed on that network. Very disgusted as Shanessa and Spice official for assisting in helping degrading, and now especially the Caribbean style pushing for a better outlet. The encouragement to be on the show, to be full out ratchet is amazing, but let a YT person put us in a statistical box. We're losing our itch. It's sad. Poor Nene is no longer a rich itch if she's doing this low. This is pure trash. Now this is embarrassing. This is truly sad and embarrassing. We'll never waste my money to subscribe to this network. We'll only watch clips that come from my feed. Just watching to see how more bad we've been painted. And then of course a scam comment there in my Instagram. Right here. This is disturbing and disgusting. Black women will do anything for fame and clout. And then another comment there. Child, I'm going to drop the link if y'all want to come up. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to feel, how to speak, how to move. The link is pinned, by the way, if y'all want to come up. I don't like how people are showcasing black people in this light. I also don't like how Ratchet TV is the new normal. The Oprah, Maury, Jerry Springer, Ricky Lake. Yeah, for sure. I said what I said. Like I said, I been around for 29 years. Y'all know I talk about the 4 girls at the bottom of the basement. Black Titanic said one of them is alive. She is blind, but she is well. I think about those 4 young ladies and people in trees and being in blackface, or being portrayed in blackface rather, by white people. And this is what the fuck gets money. This is what the fuck gets attention. And this is what the fuck we accept. Now, I know some of you are saying, well, Braylon, you're accepting it. You're talking about it. No, I'm not. There's a reason why I put this at the end of the show. Because I'm highly pissed, disgusted, and honestly, if I was a woman, Natalie Nunn would not have a fucking vagina. I said it exactly how it needed to be said. She wouldn't have a face. She would not have a soul if I was a woman and could handle her. Because how dare you sit up there and use God's name in vain and then say, turn to your neighbor, which is a customary tradition in black churches down south and black churches in general, and say, slap that bitch. And then with your big chin looking hyena ass laughing at it. And this is going to air. At this point, Zeus knows exactly what it's doing. They don't give a fuck about black people. And quite frankly, your scripted, because they're trying to do scripted stuff, your scripted show is shit. It's shit now. There's nobody that should want to work for Zeus. Nobody. Not here, not there, not anywhere. I said what I said about Natalie Nunn. If I was a woman, she would not be a woman if I got to her. Because that was disgusting. Because guess what? If Natalie Nunn had a daughter, and I'm so sorry I gotta take it here, but it is what the fuck it is. If Natalie Nunn had a daughter, and some woman said, turn to your neighbor and slap that bitch, and somebody slapped Natalie Nunn's daughter, she would be having a fucking pissing match. If any one of those women had a daughter and some woman said, slap that bitch, and somebody slapped their daughter, it would be game on for them. But they had the black audacity, black proxy, the black imagination to say this shit and get a check from it and to have social capital from it? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. That's what y'all want, right? That's what y'all want. That's what y'all want. Okay. Okay. Woo! All right. I'm just resting for a minute, y'all, because all that needed to be said. Okay. All that needed to be said, y'all. I'm not sorry for it. I could give two fucks if Natalie Nunn wants to say something to Brayley. And you know why she's not going to say nothing to Brayley? You know why Zeus isn't going to come for Brayley? Because I'm not big enough in numbers for them to give a fuck about. If I had 10,000 subscribers, they would say something, because guess what? Zeus thrives off of clout chasing. If I had 10,000 subscribers, guess what? That headline will bring them more viewers. But because I don't have it, they ain't gonna give a fuck about it. So they ain't gonna say shit to me. And for their own mental health, they should shut the fuck up. Because let me tell you something, that's the auditions. Can you imagine what the season's going to be like? Can you imagine the lawsuits that will be coming to Zeus? And y'all want to go into scripted television. Are you fucking with me? Okay. 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 That's cool. That's cool. Y'all give me a moment, because I wasn't even going to do this. I wasn't going to do it. But since I'm calling Natalie's ass out, I am also going to call Nick Cannon out. Now, Nick, I know you teamed up with Zeus, bruh, but this is not incredible. So y'all saw the trailer, right? You guys saw a teaser, rather, for Bad vs. Wild. And this is also premiering on March 3rd. Nick, bruh, I literally was talking with somebody at my job. And I said, listen, if I'm associated with Nick Cannon in any way, it's because of his business acumen and his hustle and his mindset on how he creates content. This right here, bro, this is not a feather in your cap, bro. Trigger warning to everybody. Here we go.
We in Vegas, baby, and we bringing you the newest, wildest competition series out in a long time.
Y'all ready to turn up? Are y'all ready for
I need y'all to make some noise.
Big Cannon! That's what I'm talking about. Welcome to Bad versus Wild Las Vegas. Y'all ready to beat your team?
Let's get wild.
Puerto Rican Queen. All right, here we go. They ready. Hey,
let's get wild.
Shut the doctor.
I'm gone. Now we got all your favorite personalities in one room. Each team will battle it out in 3 rounds for the title of the baddest or the wildest. Now let's get this thing started. Green light, up. She stopped, but the ass kept going. Rolling.
Chicken breast.
Full balls. Do a full split. 1.
And a threesome.
Uh-oh, this could be it.
Thousands of threesome.
Somebody sanitize Sydney's mic. Musical chairs. The stanky leg. Pass the D. Whoa. Do your best Oprah Winfrey impersonation.
You get a baby. You get a baby.
Feel like you shooting at me, Megan.
You get a baby.
Get your ass out of here. Who painted the Mona Lisa?
Slap me. Come on. He's not. You good, baby?
Step on up. I gotta keep it in stack.
You always fucking for free out of hotels. Because I know I do always see you in hotels.
We send the videos. The whole United States, the whole world send it. And that's what the fuck you be doing. But in real life, you be eating hoes that.
You got your own crown, I got my own. These past 2 days, shut the fuck up. You dumb.
Y'all want to play games with me. Shut the fuck up. We can cut this motherfucker up. Right now.
That was Tokyo Tony.
Okay, we're gonna try to maintain some order in here.
What she thought? I'm not doing that.
Oh, shit.
It's incredible.
Nick, that was not incredible, bro. And I'm saying this to you. I'm saying I don't even know if I'm a fan of you anymore, dog. Like, really? You came from being the youngest writer at Nickelodeon. The youngest writer at Nickelodeon. You were on all that. You did the Nick Cannon show. You hosted Saturday Night Nick. Like, dude, you've done so much. Like, dude, The Masked Singer was a hit. No one knew who it was, but you made it happen. Lynette, I'm doing okay, child. This right here from Nick Cannon, I can't do it. You have such an incredible career, and this is what you want to hang your hat on. Dude, I'm telling you, that was not incredible. That was not incredible. So, with that being said, let me give y'all something positive here. We're not ending the show yet, okay? I just want to give us a palate cleanser, okay? Right here. Whoopi Goldberg invests in Black Fam, a new kid-friendly streaming service for Black audiences. I feel we're not always represented in the best possible way. Whoopi Goldberg, famed EGOT and business mogul, is adding another entry to her resume, Black Fam. Goldberg is an equity investor in Black Fam. Billed as the first and only Black-owned and Black-focused family streaming platform. The free and ad support service launches on February 26th today. Across multiple platforms. At launch, Black Fam's content library includes more than 20 syndicated series with over 1,000 hours of animation titles, dozens of animated characters of color and diverse gender experiences, hundreds of hours of original music-driven content. In addition, the company has 10 original live-action anime series in development, set to premiere on the platform throughout 2024. Goldberg has signed on as an equity partner of the New York-based Black Fam alongside Tom Lennard as president of Goldberg's Whoop Inc. production company. She will steer the creative development of exclusive projects for the platform. Black Fam was founded by digital media veteran Larry Adams. Take that in. Larry Adams. I want to actually see Black Fam. Y'all give me a moment because we're going to actually go to the website here. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we get down. BlackFamTV.com. Me pull up the website. Okay, cool. Y'all give me a moment. We're going to finish this article here that we'll look at. Black Fam was founded by digital media veteran Larry Adams, pictured above. So that right there is Larry Adams. That's who that is there. Who last year called Goldberg to see if she would be interested in being a part of the venture. I have a 10-year-old great-granddaughter, and there is online content out there created by people who look like her for her. Goldberg told Variety, I feel like we're not always represented the best way possible. Goldberg said that prior to her investment in Black Fam, no one has ever invited me to be a part of the ground floor. And this is not even the ground floor, it's the basement. What? Can you imagine that? Whoopi Goldberg, as legendary as she is, she's never been invited to the ground floor of anything. Are you serious? Goes to show you not everybody in Hollywood gets equal opportunity and equal respect and love. Okay, come on up here. Let me see. Hey, I said welcome in. Glad to have you here. How are you?
Hey, Braylon, how you doing this morning?
Child, I'm trying to read this story and trying to get off of Zeus. I'm just like, I can't do it.
Right.
My
daughter came down because she's out of the state, so she came to my house, and she came down to visit, and she downloaded this Zeus app because I had no idea what it was about,
Right.
And so she downloaded it, and she was talking about this guy that's in Dallas that's real famous. That go around Dallas and stream on Zeus or what have you.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, I'm sitting here watching this app with her, and I'm watching all of these people fight on TV, and I'm like, well, why would y'all want to sit here and just watch black people tear each other down like that? I think it's despicable. I think it's disgusting, and I don't understand why they want to show us in this light, because all of us don't act like that. We're not a monolithic. We're not a monolithic race. All of us, we're just like the Spanish people. We have all type of different people in our race. We have all different flavors. We have all different attitudes, and all of us don't act like that. Some of us act professional. Some of us act non-professional. And some of us just go on with our daily lives and never have drama, from the time we're born until the time we leave the earth. So why display us like that? And no other race display their race on TV like this. They don't display any other race on TV like this. If you see any other race on TV, it's always in a good light. It's always a positive light. No matter what color, what nationality the people are, anybody else that's on TV, they're not acting a fool on TV like we are.
Amen to that.
I am just totally disgusted with it. And I blame Ricky Lake. Well, really, I blame Oprah because she was the first one who exploited us. She really did. She exploited us, and then she left us. You know, like everybody else do. They make their money off of us. They steal our patents. You know, as far as the Black history go.
Right.
Just about everything we use, Black people invented it, but we wasn't smart enough to get a patent and to get it registered under our names. So other people took our ideals and slapped their name on it because they bought the patent, and bam, they made it up.
Right.
You know, and everything, just about everything you use in your home, Black people invented, from the toilet all the way up to the I'm pretty sure the broom.
Absolutely. Even the damn traffic light was invented by a Black person. I'm like,
exactly.
What the hell?
Exactly. Even Black people help send people to the moon. That's what that movie is about.
Hidden Figures, y'all. Listen, that movie there, my Lord Jesus.
That's what that's all about. Go ahead.
No, I'm absolutely with you because, you know, and by the way, y'all, for those of you who may not know about the Super Soaker, that was invented by Lonnie Johnson, a Black NASA scientist.
Right.
I had no idea that a Black person made my summers amazing. And so I feel more honored now. Not that I didn't feel honored about Super Soaker before, but now I feel more honored when I get a Super Soaker gun and have a good time. And honestly, we've been on tour together many times.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all know we go there with anything and everything. Mm-hmm. And when I saw Zeus put that out last night, and y'all, I got done with part 1 and part 2. I'll be looking at y'all results here in a little bit. I'm almost done with part 3 and part 4. Honestly, tell you the truth, those two things from Zeus actually make the Wendy Williams documentary tolerable to watch.
Exactly. And that was disgraceful also. Why? Oh my God. I was heartbroken. Why are y'all letting this lady be on TV looking a hot mess like this? And you know, it's just displaying alcoholism, and there's nothing else wrong with her. There's no dementia or none of that. The only thing she needs to do is start living a healthy life and get off the sauce.
Not the sauce, Lord help.
Get off the sauce.
No, you know what? I will say this, right? I think everything is in the eye of the beholder. And I do think there is some dementia there. And I only say that because I don't think her family will come on and just say anything just to be seen.
But her son said it though.
Absolutely.
He said it's alcohol dementia.
Right, absolutely, and that's
alcohol-related dementia. So that's all I'm saying. It's not like she just started getting dementia and she started drinking.
Correct.
The drinking caused the dementia.
Correct, absolutely right. And
there could be damage because of what she's done, and that's not all that she. You know, back in the day, Wendy was on that. You know, this snow.
She was drinking Coca-Cola a lot. Yes, she was.
Yeah, she was drinking Coke. She was drinking that Coca-Cola because she was in that disco era, and that's in the 70s where everybody did everything.
Right, Studio 57 in the works for sure.
Yeah, and so you know, and she just wasn't. You know, she did it to do. You know, to get to her career or whatever, and it just spiraled out of control. But apparently, she went to rehab and got control of it and was able to do TV for 12 years.
Right.
But to me, if she was gonna go down, just let her go down from leaving the show. Don't exacerbate it. Don't continue to show this lady until she get herself together. And
it's almost like really and y'all, let me tell you how real it was when I watched part 1 and part 2. By the way, you can watch part 1 and part 2 for free on lifetime.com up to March 5th for free. If you want part 3 and 4, message me on Instagram and I will send you that link. It's a good link. And I use that to watch many other shows that I don't have cable for. And let me just say this is how real it was. When I watched part 1, you know how it immediately plays to part 2 when you're on, the network's website. I was like, wait a minute, pause. I don't want to see part 2 yet.
Right.
I literally got up and went to the restroom just to have peace with myself.
Right.
Just to take in part 1 because, and like I said, I'll get into this in the review, but since we're talking here about Black TV, and just because I said that because of what we saw with Zeus made the Wendy Williams documentary tolerable to watch doesn't mean that it wasn't wrong. Let's get that straight.
Right.
Let's get that straight. I think we would rather see somebody drinking than a Black woman saying to women in a room using God's name in vain and slap that bitch. I think we would rather see somebody drinking than that. And so as I'm almost done with part 4, I feel sad. I feel brokenhearted. But I also feel that it was best for them to do this with their platform and not the world taking that platform away from them. So I'll get into more than just tonight at 6 o'clock. Let me finish reading the story. Then we're going to look at blackfam.com here. Let's see.
Can I say one more thing? Can I say one more thing about it before you change the subject?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
The only thing that I am glad, the only reason why I would see that was relevant to us is just to display how guardianship goes. Other than that, that was the only part that I felt like that was relevant, so that the world can see what can happen when you have a certain amount of coins, and how other people want to spend your coins because they can deem you not sane enough to take care of your own money. Absolutely. And they don't do that to everybody. And her family was willing to take care of her. So why the heck are you letting some stranger take care of her and keeping her away from her family? Because to me, they did Britney Spears. This is the Britney Spears remix.
Absolutely right.
To me. And so her family gonna have to fight hard to get her back.
Absolutely. And you know what? Honestly, too, here's how I know that the Guardian's guilty. The fact that you sued to get a temporary restraining order for the documentary not to air, that tells you how guilty your bitch ass is.
Yeah,
really.
And that guy that manager, I don't know if he's working with the Guardian. It's like a little circle that's working together to try to keep control of her money. That's what I got from it, and I don't have all the ins and outs of it. But let's put it like this, and I apologize for cussing, but the shit just didn't look right to me.
No, I'm with you. I mean, and I'm just gonna go and ride along with you. And y'all know how real I get. Fuck that white cracker cut. I said it. For those of you that don't go that way, I'm saying it for you. Okay? And before anybody comes for me, ask Nikki News, as I said what I said, as recaps, reviews, as Tea Talk with your girl, as people about Braylon before you come at me. Okay? Because I talked about how Randall Woodfin said that if this bill passes in Alabama, how those black athletes should pull out of that state. I am for with and of people, but I also am for with and of people when they do wrong too. Because let me tell you something. If my parents raised me with right is right and wrong is wrong, and I got to be subjective to being responsible, our people need to be responsible for what the fuck they do too.
Exactly.
Because at some point in time, if nobody's responsible, hell will be on earth. Absolutely. And you know what? It's so funny because I think it was Cat Williams who said, or somebody said that the devil only has the power to create, not give anything life. That's all he has. The problem with that theory is, even though the devil creates and that's all he can do, the reason why it comes alive is because of the attention we give to it.
Right.
Real talk. So with that being said, let's roll on with this. And like I said, we're gonna be in and out of conversation. Y'all know how we roll. But I do want to finish this story with Whoopi Goldberg because this is so cool. I like the idea of being a part of something that will grow, should continue as I get older and say, wow, things will outlast me. This is one of the things that I hope outlasts me. I could be the black woman Walt Disney. Well, you already are a Disney legend, according to them. So listen, anything is possible. Goldberg has penned several children's books, including her popular Sugar Plum Ballerina series, currently a co-host on The View. She has appeared in more than 150 films. I'm going to say that one more time. 150 films, including The Color Purple, Sister Act, Till, and Ghost, for which she won an Oscar. Said Adams, and that's the logo right there, Black Fam right there. Said Adams, the magic of working with Whoopi Goldberg is she has a magic bag of ideas. Adams, who serves as CEO of Black Fam and is the majority equity owner, declined to disclose how much funding the company has raised. He was formerly Warner Media's, or Warner Bros. Discovery, Senior Vice President of Digital Strategy, Product Experience, Head of Design, which helped design and launch HBO Max, now called Max, and DirecTV Now, and who also served as a senior advisor for Mike Bloomberg's 2020 presidential campaign. Adams said he was motivated to create Black Fam after he was browsing through one of the popular streaming services for Black Black programming hubs. He wouldn't name which one, though, to find something for his kids to watch, and found a lot of R-rated content. Black culture and content is often so stereotyped, siloed, and ran off. So I wanted to create a platform where my kids and I can be entertained without having to face those same daily biases. Adams said, by curating authentic content proven through data and artificial intelligence, primarily from Black storytellers, we've built a service reflecting true inclusion and diversity where Black parents and children can feel holistically represented. The goal of Black Fam is to represent a curated collection of authentic, inclusive stories that entertain, educate, and celebrates Black American family-friendly content. According to Adams, Black Fam fills a major gap in the streaming market. A recent Nielsen study found that despite Black audiences over-indexing on most media and TV consumption, they still feel misrepresented or underrepresented in mainstream media. He said Black Fam addresses this underserved market by bringing family-friendly and unbiased content to streaming. Content partners for Black Fam include Play Watch Kids, and Candle Media's ATTN, which are developing educational, empowering shows in animation and documentary styles that center on ethnic and culturally diverse characters. Play Watch lineup of animated shows include Gabby Galactic and the Orpa Teens, The Marvelous Life, Black History Beats, Kimba, and Kimbe. Black Fam is also licensing programming from the Africa Channel. We are historically excited to be partnering with Black Fam. We feel that this is a very historic moment for families across the globe. Play Watch owner Jimmy Jenkins said in a statement, ultimately this platform will impact our children and our children's children at launch. Black Fam, which is blackfam.tv, which we're about to see in just a minute or a moment, is available on iOS, Apple, Android, Amazon Prime Video channels, Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, YouTube TV, and smart TVs from Samsung, Vizio, and LG. Part of Black Fam's model will be to finance original series through brand partnerships. Adams says we're not doing the same thing other streamers have done, where they go out and get 10,000 hours of stuff. He said our curated approach means the catalog won't be as deep and as endless as Netflix, but will be interesting faces you haven't seen before. So here is blackfam.tv. First of all, I love the colors. I really do. It's in dark mode, so that way your eyes won't be strained. They have a YouTube channel here, so we'll see that in a minute. I said, what do you think about this, Black Fam? It looks really good, honestly. Let's see.
So this collaboration is with Whoopi and Disney?
No, not Disney. Just Whoopi Goldberg and Black Fam. Although I could see Disney potentially partnering with Black Fam.
Who is Black Fam? Is this another network?
Yes, it's a streaming service by Eric Adams. Or Larry Adams. Sorry, Larry Adams. I was thinking Eric Adams from New York City, but Larry Adams.
Well, I think it's wonderful, and I think it's a great positive way to try to bring the kids back to kids' world, because at this point, all of our kids are online and they're living this superficial life, you know, because of the online world. And a lot of parents this is not shade to the parents, because Sesame Street brought my child up. But a lot of parents let these kids just, you know, let the computer keep their kids.
Absolutely.
Online is what's you know, babysitting for people now. And it's one thing I want to say about Whoopi.
Sure.
You see all of those movies that Whoopi made?
Yes, indeed.
Anything Whoopi touch, it turns to gold.
Damn
and
right.
Whoopi to me is one of the most iconic, talented Black actresses that we have going on. And
Amen.
Whoopi could have been just as successful as Oprah, but she didn't bow down to the ring. And I'm gonna tell you something. As far as business go, as far as Hollywood go, the music industry, all of them, it's a platform that you have to follow. You have to kiss the ring to get to the top, in so many words. Okay. And so Whoopi wasn't willing to bow down, and she paved her own way. Because had she bowed down like Oprah did, then, you know, she would have been just as popular and famous as Oprah, which she already is, but she just took a different route. And any movie that Whoopi Goldberg has been in has been iconic.
Yes,
The Color Purple was made over 25, 30 years ago, and that movie is still iconic. Sister Act, still iconic. Anything that Whoopi is in, people still watch, and they only want to give her, you know, Teal and Ghost. Everything she touched, it's like it never goes out of style. It like it turns to gold. It becomes iconic, and you never get tired of it.
Right. And you
Every
know what?
generation can relate to it.
Absolutely. And let me say this too about Whoopi. I think that Whoopi should be in the same sense as Oprah, as a Denzel, as all these legends. And you know, a lot of people say, well, you know, you talk about Steve Harvey a lot, you talk about Michael Strahan a lot. I'm like, just because I don't mention people don't mean they don't inspire me. And you know, Floyd Money Mayweather said, and I quote, that he doesn't look at success as how long you've been in the game. He looks at how many people want to support you, how many resources you have when you no longer are in the game and you don't have the game to support you. If you notice on The View, you know, Elizabeth Ferris Griffin gets hugged, Sonny gets hugged, Joy gets hugged, Sarah gets hugged. Guess who always gets the last hug?
Whoopi
Goldberg.
Well, they don't know. Well, Whoopi kind of made that, but Whoopi kind of made it known that she really don't like people touching her that much.
Okay, my bad. Okay, I'm sorry, Whoopi.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. It's not that they don't want to hug Whoopi. Well, first of all, Whoopi is real sickly, and she be getting sick a lot. And so she really, if Whoopi not really feeling you, she really don't want you hugging her.
And that's totally understandable. That's totally understandable. And I was only saying that because I have seen, you know, in interviews on The View that they would do that. That it will always be Whoopi at the end. You know what I mean? And so, and you know, here's the thing. I think sometimes we get a little bit too, much in idolatry sometimes with idols. But I think it's one thing for idolatry. It's another thing to have respect for somebody. If Virtual Tour Live somehow ended up on Nubian TV or streaming service or what have you, and you know, the best hosts do their homework. If Whoopi Goldberg said to me, now let me give y'all the visual, right? Now, if Sarah Haynes said, "You remind me so much of Michael Strahan," I would be honored, because Sarah Haynes not only worked with Michael Strahan, but she did an interview with Michael's parents and gave it to him as a birthday gift. The whole interview on a hard drive. So Sarah Haynes will always have my heart, and I remember her from NBC's Today with Kathy Lee and Hoda Kotb, and she rose through the ranks. So she's a legend, right? Joy Behar, of course, at the beginning of The View, still there. Sunny Hostin, That Legal Mind, of course, I would be gladly complimentary. I think Elisa Ferris Griffin, even though we may not agree on everything, I think she can find respect in anything. But Whoopi Goldberg said, I watched some of your virtual tour lives, Braylon, and I just want to say and you know what? ABC, y'all got money to pay for this thing I'm about to say. It's a fucking damn shame it took you too damn long to get here. You are excellent at what you do, and you deserve to be here. If she said that to me,
I think it's a lot of blockage, though, Braylon.
Okay.
I think, well, if you listen, not that you're not listening, but if you'll pay attention to TP and O, how all of these actors are coming out and talking about them, they stop a lot of people because they want to be the only two that's relevant. And it's just like they used to do us back in the day. It's an oppression. They want to keep us down, keep you at the bottom so they can stay up at the top. Like it's not enough food. They act like it's not enough food to go around the table, which it is.
Absolutely. Yes.
Go ahead. People like 50 Cent and Byron Allen. Well, Byron Allen, he's been in the business a long time.
Yes, he has.
And he had his own network, and he just sold it to someone else. But Byron Allen has had a TV station forever in the Johnsons. It's like anybody that has any relevance or come up or whatever, it's like, don't sell it to them. Pass it down to your family. Pass it, get some generational wealth going on here. Because as long as if we get all this whatever and then we go and sell it, then the next generation don't have anything to start from. They have to start at the bottom. And if you keep starting at the bottom, you'll never get to the top.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, united we stand, divided we fall. And if Whoopi did say that to me, I would say, all right, y'all, this has been great. Hey, thank y'all so much for coming through to the greatest episode of The View ever. Take a little time and enjoy The View. Bray, you're not Whoopi. I'm sorry. I just had me a moment. Because somebody, because the EGOT of my culture just said I deserve to be here. So this is the greatest episode of The View of all time. We can end the show. Well, Bray, we still got like 30 more minutes. I'm joking, Brian Tedder. I know. Do you not think I know that that's a teleprompter? Do I not think I know that you're an executive producer? Do I not think that this is a live studio audience? Come on now, Brian.
Also, too, Braylon, I think that Whoopi was dating Ted Danson back in the day, right? I think they was even married. I'm not sure. I think they were married, though. The Ted Danson?
Of course. Legend.
Yeah, and so, I think that's who her child is by. And back in the day when they were dating people, that wasn't allowed.
No, it was not.
It was allowed, but it wasn't okay with everybody.
It was allowed, but it wasn't accepted.
It wasn't accepted. That's right. And so it was part of the time to where certain neighborhoods you didn't go to as a couple like that, because I came up in that era, and not just their side, our side too. Our parents and grandparents, you couldn't bring the other people home, to them, because they wasn't having that. And so I think that's what kind of stifled Whoopi a lot, is the fact that she was, involved with Ted, and people didn't like that, so they tried to blackball her for that reason. But she still found a way to make her way. And
Nikki News is saying Nikki News.
Yeah, he's not her dad. Yeah,
not her dad.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure if he was or not, but I do know that they dated and they were together, and people did not like that at all. It was the big talk of the town, and I think it's to me, it's like TP and O act just like the other people. You know how Warner Brothers and Myers and all of those people.
Correct.
You know how everybody say there's a system that you have to go through.
Yes.
Well, to me, TP and O is doing the same thing to us. You know, it's like y'all know that this is not right, but you still going to keep the same business model, just like they did in the music industry. Okay, people messed y'all around, so there y'all get artists under y'all, and y'all gonna just mess them around. Why keep this same model, and you know it's not the right thing to do for people? And I know business is business, and it's enough money for everybody to make it. But why do people wrong, and why try to keep them at the bottom, and why not let them, you know, flower? Why not let them go soar and be who all they can be without you trying to put your foot on their neck? And that's what I feel about. That's the way I feel about Oprah and Tyler Perry. They try to keep people down so that they can stay at the top.
I do feel that there is some gatekeeping, for sure. You know, not just with you know Oprah and Tyler Perry, but also too, you know, there are music executives like L.A. Reid and P. Diddy and this, that, and the third, and in the fashion industry, there's always gatekeepers, and I think it comes from a sense of jealousy. I think it comes from a sense of it took this long for me to work hard, so I'm not giving up for nobody. But what you don't realize is you get more flies with honey than vinegar. You know what I mean? So to me, I think that how I've grown up is I've grown up in a village. You know, it's just like what Michael Strahan said, and I thought was so impactful about, you know, when he was on with Kelly Ripa. He said, you know, I made most of my money from being a team player. Why would I want to be on a show where I'm sharing that for the rest of my life? I shouldn't be tied to one thing for the rest of my life. That's not what life is. I'm on the #1 morning show in America with Robin Roberts and George Stephanopoulos. And I get to do a lot more on GMA. I get to talk about news. I get to talk to celebrities. I get to make people smile. And I recognize that as long as I'm doing what I can and giving my best and doing everything I can, then guess what? I'm always going to get blessed. I'm always going to get mine. I'm always going to get my piece of the pie. And hey, TKO Roblox player, welcome in. And I want to give y'all a moment. I'm going to get to that because honestly, to tell you the truth, I really don't know if he got kicked out of the women's event, but if he did, it should have been done anyway, for damn sure. So y'all remember the pandemic, right? And everything else, and how, you know, television was changing, where StreamYard and Zoom was happening more and more, and, you know, these virtual audiences, right? Michael Strahan, I'm going to try not to cry while saying this. Michael Strahan decided to go in the Good Morning America studio every day during COVID for the crew. Because if nobody was at the studio, then the camera people, the producers, the lighters, the directors, the audio people, the teleprompter person, they can't get paid. And so for Michael Strahan, and I'm gonna say this on camera because I believe if you're gonna make a statement about somebody, you need to be 10 toes down about it. For Michael Strahan to do what he did, of being the one to go to the studio every day when no one asked him to, that is how you showcase leadership. Because anybody can be a present to entertain you, but it takes somebody to be a gift to bless you. And guess what? I would have done the same thing. I would have done the exact same thing. If I joined GMA as the features anchor of GMA, I would have said to Michael, you ain't gonna be the only one doing this. Let's roll. We're gonna be the two black men holding this thing down together. And he really did risk his entire life to do that.
Right. And
as big as Michael Strahan is, I'm not talking about his stature in terms of height, but to be, you know, to be raised in Germany, then to be told by your dad you're going to Houston, you have no choice to play football, and you are, and he's actually really shy. Like I said, if you guys go and type in Sarah Haynes, Michael Strahan, you guys will see what Sarah Haynes did for Michael Strahan, that she went after GMA Day and went to talk to Michael Strahan's parents and gave that whole interview on a hard drive, and how he was so grateful that, first of all, that was the nicest thing anyone's ever done for him. And that his daughters, Serena and Isabella Strahan, came through with Sock It To Me cake. And for him to be this Pro Football Hall of Famer with his own production company and management company called Sports Media and Culture Entertainment, when it really should be Seeking Movement, Advancing Chances Entertainment. Trust me, that name will be coming through very soon, because I'm going to make sure that Michael changes that, because that's the direction he should be going. But to have a clothing line, to have a skincare line, to do the brothers of Jackson State University with their own suits, to go from not knowing who you were going to become to fitting your brotherhood in a Super Bowl commercial with your own suit line, to support Constance Schwartz, a woman, being the co-CEO of a management entertainment company, and for all of that to happen, and he gave a damn about making sure other people were okay before himself. Don't talk to me about who you are. Show me who you are. And for that alone, I'm Team Strahan always.
Right.
Always.
Well, it's very important to give back. It's very important to give back. If you've made it, to me, in my opinion, I think you should give back. And I'm not saying just go put some money in everybody's pocket, but just some of the things that you said that he done, just to ensure that everybody get paid. I'm just floored on how they treat the staff behind the camera.
Yeah.
Because I was always under the impression, well, if they're everybody on TV, then they all making money, and that's not really the case.
That's not the case at all.
A lot of people behind the camera make regular salaries like everybody, like all other normal people. Their salaries are just not, it's not out of the norm of what you would think it would be, because of the value that they bring to the, that they bring to the job. You would think that they would pay them for what they're worth, and they really don't. And you spoke of Michael Strahan, but some of the comedians did the same thing when they were on strike.
Yeah.
Jimmy Fallon, all the night talk hosts, the night talk hosts,
late night hosts. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, the late night hosts. A lot of them tried to take care of their people while they were out on strike also.
Absolutely. I remember very distinct. And by the way, Roblox players saying they found out it was domestic violence. Good. As it should be. He should not be able to have a platform to speak to women when he abused a woman. The fuck wrong with them?
Right. I'm so tired of that news. That's just
hell.
They act like they CK act like I don't know. I don't even have anything to say about him.
No, neither do I. I mean, and like I said, I'm only addressing it because you guys asked about, and y'all know over here, I am very transparent with y'all. And I want you to know.
Oh, I don't mind y'all speaking on it. I'm just saying, I'm just so done.
No, I feel
I am just so done with him and the way that he's displayed this, the way he's conducted himself, the way he's displayed this show, the way he's come out the content creators. You're all on TV. Why are you on YouTube trying to regulate that also? I just don't understand. You're supposed to be a step above content creators, but now you all off in the mess with them. That let you know how messy he is.
And you know what? Let me say this, right? Because I agree with you that he should be above, but also too, I understood why he's doing it. Because if I was a reality show producer And y'all hear all the business ideas that I give on the regular schmegular, by the way. And don't ask for anything in return. I don't get big mad and try to air somebody out because they didn't recognize me when I should be grateful even just to be in the room for a opportunity. I understood why he did it, because if I had my media empire, I would also be doing my own thing like this to connect with my fans. But also, too, the reason why Carlos is fucking up is because he's not coupling it with his success.
What other producer you know is on YouTube like that? Andy Cohen ain't on there like that.
None at all.
And Andy Cohen got his problems. Don't get me wrong. Andy Cohen got a lot of problems. But he's not on YouTube sparring with y'all.
No, absolutely right. Because I think that Andy Cohen understands his assignment, right? And so I also think, too, Andy Cohen has a bigger support system than Carlos King. Now, this is what I would do. If Virtual Tour Live became this whole thing, and, we had, Virtual Tour Live, the show, Virtual Tour Live, the tour, Virtual Tour Live merchandise and stuff like that. And then I started having production companies. And then I invited cast members onto Virtual Tour Live to talk about the show as a second screen experience. Y'all will be proud of me, because it's like, wait a minute, Braylon already been doing this shit. He's already been doing it. He's just expanding his territory. But
I think it devalues him. But you can go ahead and give your opinion. But I feel like it's a devalue for Carlos.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what I was just about to say. I said what I said. It's devaluing him because there's no additions happening to that platform. It's not. Because if you are that big of a producer, I'll be having my own cast members on. I will be talking about my own shows in addition to covering other things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he should be, and it's okay for him to do it, but you get somebody in charge to do that. You get somebody that know how to interview, know how to conduct themselves, and that way you can stay neutral. You shouldn't look. You shouldn't look like you're showing favoritism to one and not favoritism to the other. And no matter what you do, the public is gonna say, "Oh, okay, well, you on his side, you on Martell's side, because you always letting him do this and that and the other." Because had he stayed out the fray of it all, then nobody would be accusing him of anything. Correct. They would talk about the show, because the show can still be talked about, but he just don't have to be a part of it. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. No, absolutely right. And I do think that there needs to be some separation of
power.
Of power, of being boss and being boss and creator, right? And honestly, I would do your strategy, right? Of if Braylon Lee had his own media company and all these shows and stuff like that, I would have somebody there, but also too, I think if I were to come on my own platform when it was necessary, y'all wouldn't be mad at Braylon, because first of all, Braylon already had this gift and he knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
And even if I did do this channel by myself along with all my other shows, I've proven myself enough where my social capital is good with y'all enough that y'all will let me roll, because y'all know I'm not going to fail y'all, because I don't want to fail me.
And then, not only is he talking about his own show, he's talking about other shows. Mm-hmm. And so that just makes him look so messy and so unprofessional. Mm-hmm. And, Melody don't even be online like Carlos do.
No, she don't.
And she's just a cast member.
That's it.
And but you tell me my boss gonna be online more than me, it just don't look right. It don't look right.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you.
Sometimes as a president or the CEO as a company, the CEO never is in the fray. Now he'll go out there and have his soldiers go execute whatever program he want, however he wants the team to work. It's always a president, a CEO, a president, a vice president, and then the rest of the people, the director, the managers, and so on and so forth. And it's a structure value to everything. And the person at the top do not need to be sparring with the people on the bottom. That's just how it goes.
Understood. No, I fully agree. I fully agree. Speaking of handling content, I asked you guys on my community wall what you guys would like to see for the Wendy Williams review. So 67% of you are saying part 1 and part 2 in one video and part 3 and part 4 in one video. So I was already thinking that, but I just wanted to make sure that I was in touch with the legendary tourists, as Alpha C calls us, legendary Alpha C calls us, the virtual travelers and the virtual tour family. So I will be doing that. Before I got on with all you wonderful people, I was watching part 3 and part 4. So I'm on part 4, almost done taking all of my notes for sure. So we will be live tonight. And this is why I said after watching part 1, I said, hey, I hope your Sunday night's going well. I know that some of you are watching part 3 and part 4 of the Wendy Williams documentary on Lifetime. I just got done watching part 1 and part 2. I have a lot of thoughts, emotions, and I think I have more questions than answers. I think that this documentary is very heavy, very nuanced, and most of all layered with complexities that I don't think we were even ready to see or begin having the conversation. Higher is waiting, lower is available. But either way, we have to go on tour. These 2 virtual tour lives, woo!
It's going to be great, Braylon. But my whole thing is, I'm going to tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to use my family as an example.
Okay.
My aunt was real sick, right?
Yes.
Her kids took over medical power of attorney, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying that she's not sane and capable enough to make her own decisions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you let her make the decision to go on hospice when she really didn't have to.
Correct.
She can't make any other decisions, but you let her make the decision that she need to be on hospice because me, they just didn't want to be bothered. So how can I not be sound enough to make other medical decisions, but I can make this one? And I equate that the same thing to Wendy. Just because she says she want to be on TV, well, if y'all saying she's not sane enough to take care of her money, why would she be sane enough to do a documentary?
No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. And I totally agree. I meant to say here.
And that's my whole point on that.
Sure. No, absolutely. I meant to say it's going to be something. Yeah, I think we're going to have to sit still and move accordingly with what we're thinking. See you all tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern. And I really meant that phrase. Let me grammatically correct myself right there. But no, I really did mean that because that's how I truly felt. Because, I saw Mims go live with reviewing the documentary. I saw the Wiley Show go live. I think I saw Lovely T at least do a video breakdown, and I saw many others go live immediately after. I think there is power in going live after, and I think there is a power of going live after. Let me explain what I mean. There's a power in going live after something like that because everyone's watched it, right? And you immediately can have the conversation. But there is also a power in going live after. After seeing part 1 and part 2 and part 3 and part 4, if there was a content creator that came to me, and this is not telling anybody what to do, but if somebody would came to me and said, Braylon, what do you think I should do? I'm like, first of all, how emotionally ready are you to even speak on something that you may not have ever went through yourself?
That part.
Number 2, do you think your audience is ready for the conversation? Now you gotta know your audience. That's the second thing. And finally, do you feel that you going live after is going to elevate you in giving commentary, or is it going to drag you in giving commentary? Because if you go live after and your audience is Wendy fans and all y'all are pissed, once that live is live, it's live.
Well, I wasn't pissed, Braylon. I was emotionally drained.
And that part too.
I'm not even a Wendy fan. I never even, my daughter liked Wendy a lot, and she's the one who introduced me to Wendy.
Yes.
And so I wasn't really. I just never, I just never was a really big Wendy Williams fan. But by that time she came out, I was already done with reality show TV like that anyway. So it wasn't anything against Wendy. I was just done with the talk shows because they had already all faded out, and then talk shows kind of faded out, and then Wendy kind of brought it back into light again. The daytime talk shows, and so you're absolutely right. I wouldn't have been able to watch her live after that because I was totally emotionally drained just by the behavior and what they're doing to her.
Absolutely.
As a human being.
Right. And let me say this too. This is how it really got when we were speaking about this on the last virtual tour live that we were on, where we were all on tour together. And I remember little Paulette, because she said that she grew up like 10 minutes away from her place. I immediately messaged her on Instagram. I said, whatever you do, I'm in support of you, but just be still with yourself for just a good minute before you move. And also too, whatever you do, allow yourself to be at peace with you. Right. And so Nikki News will remember this, that, she said, I don't think I'm going to be able to watch it. But she also did say, Braylon, I think your live will do her justice.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't ask Nikki News to say that. Nikki News is a full-grown black woman. God forbid a black man tell a black woman what to do. You're not going to win that. You're not going to win that war. Just stop it right now. And before you say, well, Braylon, you ain't married. I know I ain't married, but that don't mean I wasn't raised right. Okay. But the reason why I decided not to cover it live immediately after part one was because, for one, I was already on tour already. Number two, I wanted it to be out first.
Right.
But number three, y'all know that I cover media, culture, and human interest stories over here with Soul. And so I felt that the only way to do this was to breathe. So, listen, I'm covering it tonight and tomorrow night, and I'm doing that because I needed Saturday and this morning to be able to watch it with myself, of myself, and by myself, because I need to know what I could handle so I can be able to create and curate a review that could be open for everybody to receive. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to be kissing ass. That doesn't mean it's going to be a safe review. That doesn't mean it's going to be a Rotten Tomatoes, Ron Lee Fresh, or it's going to be a spoiled review. But I give a fuck about being responsible.
Right.
About what we do. Because we're almost at 2,000 subscribers. We're at 1,830 subscribers now. We just hit 100,000 subscribers. Now, even though I ain't at a million yet, doesn't mean that this doesn't have a million view energy. Just because I'm not a million subscribers doesn't mean that my thousands of subscribers don't have the energy, capacity, capability of not being cared for. So go ahead.
Well, I feel like, how can you do a review if you don't have the whole story?
That part.
And second of all, the way that YouTube operate, the reviews are going to go on for weeks upon weeks anyway, because that's what everybody do. They take a story and everybody put their own spin on it. And so whether you do the review today or next week, it's still going to be talked about. As long as it's still being talked about, there's always an opportunity to bring your spin to the review. And it's just one thing about YouTube. So, you can go from channel to channel to channel and still learn something from each channel. And everybody know their content creator style. So I don't think everybody expect for it to be all peaches and cream. Everybody expect it to be however you perform on any other review, then that's what they're going to be expecting for this review, regardless of who you review it. And so I just feel like it was, some people may want the review, right after, what have you. And it's just an individual
preference. Absolutely.
Preference. It's what you prefer. But for me, I was emotionally drained when I finished that. And like I said, I'm not even a Wendy Williams fan, but
Right.
it's like you said, to me, I'm all about what's right, and just treating her right. And I just don't feel like, I really wish they wouldn't even done this documentary per se, because it doesn't show her in a great light. Because the whole thing about your legend, and that's what she's concerned about. She's concerned about her legend, right?
Yes.
And if 2 years ago was going to be the last time we saw her on TV, leave it at that. Wait
Absolutely.
10 or 15, 20 years or 10 years, or let it die down. Then you come back and do a biopic on her.
Mm-hmm.
But please do not show her when she's at her worst time. I just think it was wrong for them to do that.
I agree with you and also disagree respectfully. And I love you. You know that. I think with
everybody entitled to their own opinion.
Absolutely. I'm saying that. I'm saying that because I'm that real. You know
right.
what I mean?
Right.
And that's just the soul of who I am. And I say I disagree respectfully because I think that society, culture, and us, quite frankly, have been speaking about who Wendy is for so long. Where is she? This is what I think. This is how I think this, that, the third. And I think after a while, you need to claim your own voice. So even though we didn't like the voice that we saw, even though we didn't like what we heard, even though we don't like how it was portrayed, at least this right now is more of a help than a hindrance, because now you can't say shit. Because now the voice has been spoken into the court of public opinion. So I agree with you. It wasn't right, but if this never happened, the conversations about Wendy were going to continue anyway. So at least this is a marker to say, okay, y'all want something to talk about? Now you have some facts here.
But we're going to always remember her as Wendy was on top, and then we watched her on the bottom.
Yeah,
and
that's for sure.
And your legacy, your legacy is your legacy, and your life is your life, and only you can create it, and only you can make it out of whatever you want it to be out of. I just wish they would have waited for her to get healthy, if she's going to get healthy, or just get to a better place than what we saw. And you're absolutely right. People do want to know. They have been talking about her, and we should have known. We needed to know what was going on. I just feel like they could have waited a little bit longer and just to see if she was going to get in a better place. That's all.
Understood. And I receive what you're saying. I fully agree. Like I said, this is not going to be a easy conversation. And later on tonight at 6:00, I am going to read something that I did. I've done it before, but I don't think in the capacity, capability, and the magnitude of comprehension have I done it like this. So I will let y'all know what I did, and I will read to you guys what I sent to somebody tonight at 6 p.m. So should be a good time. And honestly, tell you the truth, what I really do love about my channel is it's not a monolith. It's not. I always say this is Hot Topics with Soul over here. We cover entrepreneurship, we cover reality TV, we cover human interest stories in the news, we cover media, but everything we do is always with soul. And I think that's the reason why we're growing, because it's like, okay, finally, here's somebody who may not be a journalist, but they got journalistic tendencies to give a damn.
Right.
Like by the time I get done watching this, I'm going to think he talks too damn much, but at least I'm not pissed off. And finally, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Anything you do with integrity is okay.
Yeah.
Because integrity is the key. That's the key. It's the integrity part of it. And you're not just out there spewing lies and conspiracy theories and what you feel like may be right, and that's the whole thing, just the honesty and the integrity part of it. And you can cover anything you want to cover, but like you said, if you're going to be a journalist, then you got to have integrity, and you got to try to get to the truth as close as possible to what is the truth, because we're not going to ever know the truth. But if you can get all the facts that are truthful, as come as close as possible, then that's all you can do.
That's it. That's absolutely it. And the final thing too, I think that this channel is a great equalizer to let you know, hey, you know what? Maybe my world isn't okay, but that doesn't mean the world I live in is not okay.
Right.
Because I really do hope that, that by the time you get done watching a virtual tour live, you can at least go out with the rest of your day and you can go to bed with, you know what? I went on tour today and the world isn't that bad today. It's still jacked up. But you know what? At least there's some good things happening. At least that ain't me. And I know that could be me. So, listen. And not to mention too, I think that this goes to show why YouTube and social media is really going to be hurting the Hollywood industry, because this damn show ain't got no network. It ain't got no marketing, promotion, brand into it from the network point of view. Follow me. I don't got staff. I don't got crew. I don't do no pre-production meetings. I don't do no post-production meetings. I ain't got really that big of a social media following. All I do is just give my best. And it's just me, and along with all of you, the legendary tourists, legendary Alpha MC calls us, the virtual travels, the virtual tour family. And we just made it to 100,000 views, and we're getting close to 2,000 subscribers. If I can do my own show, God help Hollywood.
Well, God needs to help them anyway, because at the end of the day, streaming is taking over TV.
Yeah, it is. It really
is. And the good thing about streaming is you can get everybody's point of view, because like you said, you may say something and, you may not, because everybody look at the world through their lens, right? Through their own lenses. Correct. And so you may say something that, said in such a profound way where as to, someone else may not even been thinking about it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't feel like it's anything wrong with everybody and their opinion, because, that's what it's all about. And how Absolutely. You and how you intake information. And so as far as being a live streamer, you guys have the best of both worlds, because there's no script, like you said. Nope. Because network news, they have to follow a certain script in network news. They don't give you all the information. Certain things are not, they're not able to, to report on certain things. Whereas too, you have a live YouTuber, especially those people, that's on the streets and doing the interviewing, and, they on the scene or what have you, whatever they call themselves. You getting it live and you getting it raw without any filters, without any fudge, and without any script.
That is it. That's absolutely it. And honestly, tell you the truth. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm just listening to you. Go ahead. I'm done.
No, I was just going to say, honestly, tell you the truth. When you know the power of your show, oh, wait a minute, y'all. Hang on now. Hang on 1 second. I'm okay. I'm gonna show y'all that. Hang on. When you know the power of your own show, you know how to utilize the power of your own show. Because I know, and I'm saying this with all due respect, this show would actually beat King Charles on CNN. It absolutely would, without question. That is not to disrespect Gayle King and Charles Barkley. But I do think that this show has a soul and an energy and really a vibe that has not ever been seen anywhere in media, not like this. And I know it would be too dangerous for CNN to take because I know who I am. And so, although it is sad to know that this show will be too dangerous for CNN to take on, that doesn't mean it's not. That doesn't mean it's not dangerous for everybody who can take it on. You know what I mean? So,
I understand what you mean, but I beg to differ. I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with you on that one.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because, regular CNN, this show will be too much for, but streaming CNN can do what they want to do because they let Bill Maher, the comedian Bill Maher, the one that's on HBO, he does his after show on CNN Live every Friday night. So there is a platform for you guys. It's just that it's in the making. And once those numbers continue to spiral downward, then they're gonna come over here and start looking for you guys.
I receive that.
That's why I respectfully say for right now, yes, but later on in the future, no. I feel like it's a lot of content creators on YouTube. We'll probably get that opportunity, to step up to another platform, to something of that nature.
And I receive that.
Just keep that in mind, okay? So don't ever say never, and because at the end of the day, if you look online, all of them stream on YouTube. Also, all of them have a streaming service. All of them.
Yes, they do.
And it's slowly but surely, gradually switching over to streaming versus live TV versus regular TV.
Well, listen, I said what I said. I love you and value, and I receive that fully. Because I agree with you. I think that streaming is changing it, and I think that virtual tour live. Honestly, quite frankly, I'm not saying this to be uppity, arrogant, or bugetto. I think this is a full-fledged TV show for a streaming service, without a shadow of a doubt. You feel every human emotion coming to a virtual tour live. You don't know what I'm going to say, but by the time by the time we go on tour live, I'm going to have something to say, and every show is going to have soul. So I do appreciate that. So I was just on my Facebook. Now, Melody Cherie just posted this on her. I think it might be on her Instagram stories too. She says that I quote, "Hey beauties, I've gotten a few DMs about the Millimeter special. This last week was super busy, but this week." We will start, this last week was super busy, but we will start opening emails this week, and then we will start making choices. Love y'all. So, the Millimeter special it will be coming, 3-part series to Nubian TV this spring. I will show y'all just how to get in, because she said that they're going to be opening emails starting this week. So listen, so you still have time. Now I don't know what the deadline is, but I'm going to try to always look out for my people here. So let me get this up for y'all real quick.
Right.
Because listen, I believe everybody deserves at least the opportunity to win. Just because you don't win doesn't mean at least you don't have the opportunity to do it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what the wave of the future, to me, it looks like it's gonna be live streaming. Amazon and Netflix is what's taking over at this point to me, in my opinion.
I agree with you.
Yeah, CBS, ABC, and NBC, they're fading out, and Amazon is fading in. Because this Nubian app is on my Amazon Fire Stick.
Yes, it is.
And almost, I would say 50% of the people have a Fire Stick now.
Yes, they do.
And so I feel like that's the new wave of where TV is going. And TV is always elevating and it's always evolving. And so to me, it's evolving into places like Zeus and Nubian TV. It's like everybody's setting up their own little networks now.
No, absolutely right. Absolutely right. No, it is. It is. It definitely levels the playing field in such a way that we haven't seen before. So if you are interested, okay, all you got to do is email support@mellometers.com. That's SUPPORT at the symbol MELOMETERS.com. Give your full legal name, give your social media account name, and your history as a Mellometer. Only 10 people will be selected. But I want to go back to what I said about this, because I know what it is to try to hustle for opportunity, and you feel like, man, I didn't get selected. Let me let you see what my words have said. Blessings to all who have entered and will enter, and plus, yes, I did enter. Just remember, this is a series, which means that there could be more. There are more Mellometer content creators, and it's her network. So listen, this is just the beginning.
Right.
There are 156 likes on the. Oh, hang on, I gotta go back, y'all. Hang on. I tried to zoom in on it. Hang on, let me see if I can zoom in on it. Hang on, give me a moment, y'all. Give me a moment. Let's see. Let's see there. Can I do it? No, I don't think I can. But you guys see the 14 comments there. Let's see, can I? Oh shit. Lord help. I have a touch screen, y'all. So I'm not trying to aggravate y'all, piss y'all off, or make y'all mad, really.
Yeah,
but
we see the comments say 14 comments.
Yeah. But the point is, though, there are 156 likes right here. 156 likes right there. That those 156 people understood what I said. So if you don't get in this thing, it's a Mellometer special. What happens to specials sometimes? They become series. What do you think our own spotlight is? It's a limited series to see if we like it or not. And like I said, it's her network. There are more Mellometer content creators. And in addition to that, this is a series, which means it can be more. So just listen, let's just be grateful that we even got the chance to be recognized, okay?
Right.
So.
Well, y'all can thank Carlos for that. Carlos definitely putting y'all on the scene while he thinking he's doing all this damage control. All he's doing is just magnifying people.
That's it. That is it. That is absolutely it. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, I've said this before. You know, MelloCon is this summer. Now, if I'm Melody, I'm like, well, I think a really good way to promote the series is to fly all 10 content creators that we select to MelloCon this summer. Now, is that going to happen? I don't know. And y'all don't go running off and telling people that Melody's going to send the 10 people down to MelloCon. But what I'm saying is, if it's her network and MelloCon is about everything and anything that's Melody, Black excellence, and entrepreneurship, you don't think that Nubian TV ain't going to have a whole section like Stormy did at the Black Expo?
Right.
You don't think there might not be a Nubian television pitch showcase going on? Come on now. I don't have this media brain and soul and intellect for nothing. Okay? Listen.
Well, social media has opened up a whole new platform.
Yes, it
for
has.
people, and so you don't have to go to Hollywood to get entertainment anymore. And that's the great thing about social media. It's creating stars. Yeah, the reality TV also. They are creating stars that don't have to go do it the regular. Don't have to. You know, it's like stars coming in the back door instead of the front door.
Absolutely.
And there's no shade on coming in through the back door, because what I'm saying is they're going around the normal process, like Nene Leakes. Nene she didn't have to go to acting school. She didn't have to take no classes. She didn't have to do anything other than just be herself. And that's what television is going to. It's all going to live TV and interaction. And so
Absolutely.
this virtual interaction has really taken hold to me, because I wasn't really even on YouTube. And when I first got on YouTube, it wasn't that much virtual reaction. And now that you can live chat with your host, that's everything to the public.
Right.
Because it makes the public
Absolutely.
feel like I'm special, and she's talking directly to me. When Melody, reply back to people, it make people feel special, because it's like, oh, she recognizes me, she see me.
Correct.
And so with old TV, stars stayed, they were like they stayed away from everybody.
Correct.
We didn't know anything about them other than what we saw on TV. So now that you can just see an aspect of other people, of the star's life, and how, somebody on TV, you can interact with them and you can see how they move. That's huge.
No, absolutely right. Absolutely right. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I've done TV. I've been a broadcast studio before. And I've seen, live TV production before with a live audience. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. It is way harder to do a YouTube live show than it is to do a daytime talk show or a late night show or a game show or a live event. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you have all the trappings. You got your intro, you got your outro, you got your lower third graphics, you got the prompter, you got your producers telling you, okay, this is who's coming down the red carpet, or here's who's playing, here's the question. Everything is set up for you.
Right. You got the whole crew behind you.
You got the whole crew behind you, exactly. But the reason why it's harder to do this is because it's just you.
A one-man crew.
A one-man crew, one-woman crew, one individual crew. And, I believe that YouTube is the great equalizer, because if you say you're a good host, mother ucker, make a YouTube channel and start doing your own show, and let's see how you fare out. Because one thing to know, and two things for sure, YouTube will let you know if you can hang or not. That's for damn sure. So, listen, the fact that there's seven people here still right now is a testament. Because when I first got started with the 11 AM shows, I only got maybe 3 people. The fact that, and I've seen it go up to 10. Look, it's better to have a consistent audience than a major following of an audience. Because just because it's a major following doesn't mean it's a consistent audience. That's why I got excited about getting to 100,000 views, because that's retention. Subscribers come and go, but retention is what allows you to rise up to be able to get all those things that you want. So, but that also doesn't mean subscribers don't matter either. Okay, don't get it twisted.
I've seen 2 examples of that. Just from what you said, I can think of 2 people who has risen to the top, and now they're falling down to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And another content creator who I love to go to her show, she was like you. She only had 2 or 3 people in the chat. Now when she do a show, we have 30 people in the chat at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not how you start out, it's how you end up.
That part right there.
Right. And so I've watched her show grow. Just over the last 3 to 4 months, her show has really grown.
Absolutely. And blessings to that.
And she has a platform pretty much like yours. It's free for all. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Mm-hmm. No judgment, no fighting in the chat. Everybody can, whatever they think, they can say it. And it's okay, because everybody is not going to have the same attitude. They're not going to have the same opinion.
Not at all. And honestly, tell you the truth, I think respectful disagreement actually makes you better, because there may be a point of view that can make you better as a person. Most of my audience is women. So, if I'm going to disagree with a woman, I'm going to disagree with her based on the issue, not the fact that she's a woman. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, Without black women, there's no black life. There's no black soul. There is no black culture. If I want a black woman, I go to a black woman to get a black woman. Held to the low, and I'm not too humble enough to be a student. Now, there are times where I have, professor teacher energy, but that's quite often. So I don't know about everybody else, but for me, that's quite often. But that's neither here nor there. But the point is, I'm open to learning, because the only way I will ever be able to get into spaces to be able to open up to reach, touch, and inspire others is I have to be first reach, touch, and inspired.
Well, in my opinion, anything that you water is like a plant. Anything that you water is going to grow. But you can't just get a plant and don't ever water it. Don't ever put any plant food in it, no sunlight. You can't just get a plant and expect for it to grow and you don't do anything to it.
Absolutely.
And so, to me, if this is going to be your business, this is where you want to go, and you got to put all your blood, sweat, and tears in it.
That's it.
And if you keep working hard, one day you'll get to where you want to go. But you have to work at it. You can't just expect for everything to be handed to you instantaneously. And online makes the world look easy, because it's so entertaining, and it makes it, like you said, it looks so easy. But being a YouTube content creator, I can just imagine, because you're the whole show. You have to do it all. You don't have anybody to put those comments up there for you. You don't have anybody to run StreamYard for you. You don't have anybody to research your information for you, and you can just sit there and read it like Gayle King and her crew do. You have to be the whole you're a one-man show or one-woman show, and you have to do it all.
Absolutely right.
You don't even, they have social media people that that handle they have somebody for every aspect of the business. And when you're a YouTube content creator, you're your own business, and you have to do it all. And the only help you get is if somebody decides to be a mod for you.
That's it. That's all you get.
That's all you get.
That is absolutely it. And honestly, to tell you the truth, this is how confident I am about the Melamia series. Whoever is in it, I'm going to shout you out. Because let me let you know something. I know that we all have our camps. We all like who we like. We all dislike who we dislike. But in the same token, we have to be able to celebrate the good that is out here if we're asking for good. So, I honestly too, I'm just like this. If you get upset of somebody who does not like you mentioning you, that is showcasing more about you than them. Right. Because the fact that they can put their feelings, their ego, this, that, and blase aside, just to say congratulations, to recognize how much confidence it took to email that email, knowing that there was a chance that you could not make it and you made it, that deserves to be celebrated. So if you do have somebody that can't stand you, but they do congratulate you, just be the peace in the valley that you've been asking for, and just contribute peace and not hate. You know what I mean? And also too, listen, I can't tell anybody what to do with trying to make themselves be somebody. But if I have promoted Tropicana Mimosas with Melody, if I promoted, an HBCU collection with 7th Avenue, if I promoted, for example, 7th Avenue Beauty Weekends, where Melody and her team can rent out a hotel and have a 7th Avenue Beauty Weekend with women. If I'm giving all those ideas because I want to, that goes beyond me giving them. That's just showcasing God's gift that he put in me. But the biggest thing with that is, if I get in this thing, I'm going to brand, market, and promote myself of how this is an asset in my camp. Because honestly, if I get in this series, and this is low-key so real, this would be the first television series Braylon Lee has ever been a part of. ever. Now, I told y'all I was on iHeartMedia. I told y'all I've been on WeTV. I've been on ABCNews.com. I was on Aussie Media with Carlos Watson. I've been on the Steve Harvey Morning Show, but I've never been a part of a series.
Right.
And I know that for some people, it's like, well, Bray, don't you get tired of getting accolades? Re-ask that question you just asked me. Aren't you tired of getting accolades? The fact that you asking about accolades means you know I got accolades.
Well, who would get tired of that?
Well, no. Here's the lesson with what I'm about to give you. Sometimes in order to place in third, you have to do many NASCAR races to know what it takes to get to first place.
Exactly.
It's better to place in third place than not place at all. So all those different NASCAR races that I've been in with Steve Harvey and, iHeartMedia and Ozzy and WeTV and Nickelodeon and everything that I've done, I placed in those races. But it's going to lead me to an opportunity like this one to be in first. Champions are champions because they had to put themselves in the game in order to become a champion. So if you get tired of having accomplishments, that means you're tired of wanting to be in first place. Bet you won't look at NASCAR the same way again, will you? See, this is why I know this is a whole show. Where do we go from Porsha Williams to Zeus and women acting like heathens to having a deep Holy Ghost fire moment with NASCAR? Where do they do that at on YouTube or anywhere on TV? Where do they do that at?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't, love the marriage Huntsville. I started out watching the show when they first started, from day one. Once they got on YouTube, it started kind of turning me off because of all the fighting and the negative vibe that they were bringing. As far as content creators, I watched them just to get a little bit more information about the show. And to me, the online show is better than the real show. If I can put it that way.
No, you're right.
I am sick and tired of Love and Marriage Huntsville. However, I still support some content creators because that's what they want to talk about. And it's not so much that I'm interested in the show that much anymore.
Sure.
I'm just trying to show support because I like the way some content creators do their show.
Absolutely.
And I like them, so I want to, like you said, I'm gonna support them whether I like the content or not, because I like the person. It ain't about the content. I like the way the person present themselves. And so everybody is not gonna like everything that you talk about, but it's how you do. It's the person that's doing it is what's gonna make the difference, and how you conduct yourself, and and how you run your show. So yeah, everybody is not gonna like everything that you cover, but you're always gonna have somebody that likes something that you cover.
That's it.
And you it's just like life. You can't please everybody all the time, but you can please some of the people some of the time. If I could put it that way.
No, you're absolutely right. I think it was P&2 Ross that said about 90 Day Fiance. She's like, you know what? I don't watch 90 Day Fiance, but if you cover it, I'm coming.
Right.
And
exactly.
I think when we got to 100,000 views that night, I think at that point that signaled to me that I am bigger than what I cover.
Exactly.
Because y'all remember with Sharnita's World and how long we stayed up to watch that damn show. And the fact that I still gave a after show review at 1:00 in the morning, when I fell asleep on live, there was 17 people still rolling with me watching fireworks. I was done. I was mentally tired. And, I talked with Gigi Nan about it. And I said, listen, even though I had 17 people, and I've been pushing to have an audience that'll stay with me like that. I have a respect for my audience too greatly not to just ramble on just because I have 17 people. And there's nothing wrong with you rambling on your YouTube channel or your platform. But I think those 17 people will probably come back at another time because they understood that I didn't just say nonsense just to keep them here. And that goes to the psychology and the methodology of being a host. So when it came to the 100,000 views, I'm like, you know what? At this point, I'm not Kim Pyre, but I'm out here though. You know what I mean? And there's levels to blessings. And the reason why some people will never get to their blessings is because they're so upset about where they're not that they can't appreciate where they are. Because guess what? To be real with you, Kim Pyre had to get to 100,000 views first before he got to where he is now.
That's exactly what I was going to say. And once upon a time, he had 5 people also.
That's it.
And it takes years. You don't get anything that come easy, then it's not really worth having, because anything that's worth having, it's going to take a lot of work.
Yes, it is.
It's going to take a lot of work, and you don't get anything for free. And that's a true statement. And nothing comes for free, and nothing comes from you not doing anything, unless you know somebody. Unless you Gayle King, unless you Gayle King and got a real rich friend like Oprah. Other than that, everybody else gonna have to work. There ain't that many Oprahs in the world.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, to tell you the truth, when LeBron James wrote to his hometown of Akron, Ohio, and wrote to Cleveland that I am coming home to bring home a championship for you. If the king of the NBA had to write a letter to say, I'm promising you that I'm bringing home a championship, when he could have failed, nothing is free. Not a damn thing is free. Because I remember watching that Game 7. And the fact that it happened is bigger than him writing a letter. It was to the point of he wanted to do something bigger than himself. And there is a thing called reality. You know that song of, this is your moment. Do not miss your chance to blow it. Hashtag, oh, there goes gravity. The amazing thing about the reason why people will never give up on positivity is because there's always a chance for reality to be reality. And I got to tell you, for the rest of LeBron's life, he will be the only NBA player to say, I wrote a letter to my hometown and brought something to my hometown. Now, that ain't going to be everybody, okay? Listen, I want to bring home an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony from my home state of Arkansas. But I also understand I got to put in the work to get there. But hey, you got to celebrate how far you are because it's farther than where you've been.
Yeah, like how long have LeBron been playing ball?
He's been playing for I think over what?
About a decade?
So? Yeah,
over 20, so, yeah. Two decades?
He's been playing longer than me, which is 0 years. So yeah, he's been out here a long time.
Yeah, and so that lets you know, because at first we didn't know who he was.
Right.
Nobody knew who he was. I mean, his hometown knew him, but the world didn't know who LeBron was. And so he had to build that platform. He had to show himself approval.
Yes.
And accountable. And so, he had to prove himself to everybody. And, once he did that, then he blew up. But everybody have to start at the bottom and work their way up to the top. I can't say that enough.
Yeah.
You don't go to even if you go to a 9 to 5, any job that you go to, unless you got like I say, unless you know somebody, I don't care how much education you have to know somebody to get to the top in the beginning.
That part right there.
Because that's how America is. It's all about networking.
That's it.
It's who you know. It's who you know. It's not about, it's what you know, some of it, but the most part of it is who you know. And so if you have those connections with everybody else, if you have some networking, that's the only way you can get to the top. So don't think of anything. I don't feel like it's anything wrong with you networking yourself in order to achieve to what you're trying to go to, because that's the only way you're going to get to the top is by networking. That's what business is. It's about networking.
That's it. And a lot of people don't realize, Bishop T.D. Jakes said, your education is something that you have to pay for. Your gift was already paid for. I'm sorry. Your education is what you're paid for. Your career is what you're made for. I flip that around to say your education is something that you have to pay for. Your gift was already paid for. Exactly. A lot of times, the reasons why so many people are successful is not because of their degree, but it's because of their hustle.
Exactly.
Really. And if you really want to know how to get in the media game, be a nerd of what you love. Know the plays that nobody paying attention to. Put them in your playbook, and then when it's your time for your Super Bowl, you activate every damn play. Like
isn't that what Candy did?
That's it.
Because remember, Candy was in the music business. Now Candy doing plays and movies and restaurants, and I don't know how successful her restaurants are because I hear good reviews and bad reviews. But at the end of the time, at the end of the day, she still have it, Absolutely. And that's exactly what she did. She learned the tricks of the trade, and that's what you have to do in order to be successful. You have to learn every aspect of the job that you want to do in order to be able to do what you want to do, because you can have the gift, but you need the experience.
That's it.
That's key.
Absolutely it. I've said to many of my friends, be a solution in your internships and in your life. You know what I mean? Because you never know. Sometimes, and this always happens. It takes an outsider to shake up the inside. It takes the insider to be able to shake up the outside. What do I mean by that? If I go to MeloCon, right, and let's just say that there was a Nubian TV pitch showcase and somebody was pitching their idea, and they said, all right, any questions from the audience? And I say, you know what? That is really good. I like that mechanic show, but how will you pace out your show? Because not everybody knows how to fix a car. So are you going to give this is this car part with a definition to it, or are you just going to show the visual? Because there's some people that are, that they're blind. So maybe you reading out what the car part is that. If I keep answering all these questions when they say, let's go to the audience, do you not think somebody's going to notice that I'm on the mic all the time? And Mel would be like, now, Braylon, you keep giving all these good damn ideas, all these good revisions to all these shows. You know what? Pull up a chair. You're going to be a judge now.
Come sit at the table.
That's it. So if you really want to be something, be a solution first. And if you're a solution first, people will see your energy for what it is.
Right.
And then if I'm that good of a judge, you know what? Melody and that owner of Nubian be like, wait one damn minute. Now, Braylon was in the Nubian series. Now, you invite him to MeloCon. Now, he's giving all these ideas. I've been hearing about this brother. I've been seeing him on the floor. He's loving. He's great. You know what, Braylon? Damn it. You know what? I'm just going to, straight to order series of Braylon Lee Virtual Tour Live weeknights at 6 p.m. on Nubian TV. Just fuck it. It. Like, you keep showing up, so we might as well give you something to show up for.
Well, it's just like, like when guys are trying out for football, you always have the scout there, and the scout is looking for the best person in the bunch. Absolutely. And so that's how you have to approach it. Whenever you're doing a show, you always got to keep in mind somebody may be listening to this show that may be important to me in the future.
That's it.
So that's how you want to conduct. You know, you heard the saying, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Get ready. That part right there. That part right there. And there have been walk-ons to football teams that have become legends.
Exactly.
Don't worry about how the process is. Worry about what you can bring to that process.
Exactly.
I'm going to say that one more time. Don't worry about the process. Worry about what you can bring to the process. Because you know what will happen if that were to be commissioned for Nubian TV weeknights at 6 p.m. on Nubian TV? Somebody be like, now, wait a minute. Braylon ain't got no agent. He ain't got no management. He ain't got no representation. Melody be like, okay, Ann, what's your point? He represented his damn self today.
Yeah, he's still bringing it.
I put him in the series because he did what he showcased himself approved. Mm-hmm. Then he came to the showcase and we asked the audience. The rest of y'all were quiet. Now some of y'all may not be in TV, but Braylon recognized his gift. You don't need management and representation when you represent and manage your damn gift. So get off of Braylon's back. He showed up. You show up.
Well, Braylon, James Brown is a great example of that. Of what you're talking about?
Yes.
Remember, if you watch the show James Brown, Get On Up.
Yes.
With James Brown, you remember that? He always said, I'm the show and I'm the business.
That's it.
And so he made sure that he knew every aspect. He knew how to play every instrument. But remember those guys were saying he knew every dance step. He knew how to play every instrument. He knew what sound it needed to be. He was the one-man show. He knew it all. And so by him, I mean, he had a hard time and a harder time getting famous, but he was just as famous as anybody else in that era. And he kept all his money. He kept it all in one pot. He did it himself. Now, I'm not saying he had the best attitude on how he treated his workers and this and that and the other, but I'm looking at the business aspect part of it.
Indeed.
He knew every aspect of the business and he was able to run the business. And that's the only way that you're going to be successful is same thing with Melody. She went in there, she was a cast member, but she also knew the business part of it also.
That's right.
And if you can do everybody's job, you can rest assured you're gonna be successful.
That's it right there. That is it right there. I mean, honestly, I said to my cousin, because he wanted to be in he wanted to do video games, and he's an artist. And so I said to him, hey, listen, being an artist is great, but learn the business side. He's like, why don't you learn business? Because artists come and go. If you know the game, you stay in the game. And sometimes knowing the game is not just numbers. Sometimes being in the game is knowing how to be creative in the game.
There you go. And how to reinvent yourself.
That's it. Because here's the blessing and curse of life. The blessing is everybody knows something. The curse is everybody don't know something. Now, if the blessing is everybody knows something, that means you know something. If the curse is everybody don't know something, that means you don't know something. But here's the twist, though. If somebody don't know something, there's a chance that you probably do.
Exactly. Well, let me ask you this. Wasn't Melody a producer of the Love? Was she a producer of the Love and Marriage Huntsville? Because I was never clear on that, on what aspect she did behind the scenes.
Yeah, she is a producer on the show. Of course, being a producer could mean, casting choices. Now this is dependent on the levels now. So sometimes it could be casting choices. Sometimes it could be you being a producer on what gets put in and out the show. There's different levels to being a producer. I think Melody is probably a creative producer on the show of, trying to stay in touch with everybody and seeing what will work and won't work. Now, I'm not speaking for Melody Cherie. She's a full-grown black woman. Okay, so listen, don't get it twisted. Okay.
Yeah, I was just wondering her role, what her role
Right.
was. You know,
But I'm thinking that was her role. I think that's her role.
so she just took that from being a cast member and a creative producer to creating her own.
That's it.
TV. What you call it?
TV network. That's it.
TV network.
That is it.
Do you know what she was doing before this show?
Not really, no. I know that she, done property preservation and things like that. That was the big thing that I've heard from everybody. But like before that, no.
You never know that she was on any other TV show or did any other TV.
Not that I know of.
She didn't. Okay. Well, that lets you know that's her gift, though.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even been watching the show. I'm gonna just be honest with you. She was the reason why I stayed watching it.
No, I agree. And honestly too, I think that, and I remember asking Melody this, and I'll probably end this show at 3 hours and 30 minutes because y'all, by the way, it's happening now, but let me let y'all in on a little tiny secret about Buffalo Wild Wings. Okay, so this is just because I try to look out for my people. I really, really do. Right here. Free wings at Buffalo Wild Wings today. So right now from 2 to 5 p.m., you can get a free 6-piece boneless or traditional wings at Buffalo Wild Wings. Today only. It's available for dine-in and in-person takeout only. So I'm going to probably end this at 2:30 and then go out, eat that, and then come back for tonight. So I'm not trying to rush anybody off because we here and chill.
Do you need a coupon or anything, or you just go up there and say I want the free wings?
That's it. You just go in. Go in. No purchase is necessary to redeem the free wings. So that is everybody in the U.S. and Canada today from 2 to 5 p.m. Yes, indeed. So, but no, and honestly, tell you the truth, I think that is taking lemons and making lemonade out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? I truly think that Andy Cohen has definitely done quite a lot for reality TV. You cannot deny that man's impact and what he does, but I don't think it's been done on the black side yet. And, I know that some people are, like, oh my God, y'all idolize Melody, idolatry, and this, that, and the third. I think because some people don't know what that type of energy is in life because they don't either have it in them to have it in their own life, or they don't know somebody. They attack what they don't know.
And, but you like who you like, though.
No, you absolutely, Lord help, absolutely like who you like.
She must be doing something special because I don't mean to keep cutting you out, Braylon, but everybody like her. I mean, so many people write about her on YouTube, so she must be doing something right. Because it is a lot. She got a lot of support, and there's a lot of people like her, not only just on YouTube, but IG, Facebook, all platforms. Absolutely. She has a crew on all platforms, so she must have some type of twinkle in her eye for everybody to be talking about it. Now, I'm not one of the people that's, over the top over. I mean, I watch her and all of that, but I like the Shirley Strawberry story way more than I like the Little Mary Justia story.
No, absolutely, because because that's really real.
But I'm not discounting what Melody has. She do have a shine. She has a special. She got a shine and she got a light about her, and there's something about her that everybody likes. So
absolutely right.
It is what it is.
And to that point, Nesta apparently is on bond for $250,000. I think that was the storyline that nobody expected. So listen, and listen. Shout out to phone calls from prison. Shout out to Pam Esquire. Shout out to Real Talk Bougie and everybody who's been covering that story. Because even though I don't cover it over here, don't mean I don't watch. You understand? Just like Love Mary Justin. Just because I don't cover every single thing, don't mean I don't get around to it eventually. But exactly. I say that to say this, that Daniel Kaluuya and Jordan Peele are a dynamic team. Jordan Peele has called Daniel Kaluuya his right hand. And I think it's about time that in the unscripted world of reality TV for Black people, that there should be a dynamic duo. And what I'm about to say, I'm not being uppity, I'm not being bougetto, and I'm not doing the most by saying this. I think if Melody, Jeri Rogers, and Braylon Lee teamed up, I don't think the media game would be ready for it. I really don't. Because you got somebody who knows who she is, that voice makes her stay 30. You understand? And not to mention, she knows how to diversify. I know how to find the quiet part out loud. And I have an old soul that's consistent, and I work until it works. You put those two souls together, oh, y'all are not gonna be ready. Oh my God, it's gonna be to the point. Are you Melody's work husband? Sure the fuck am, and that's my work wife. What it is. Well, I mean,
I'm proud. I'm proud of the fact that she's able to achieve where I'm proud of the fact that she's able to achieve everything that she's able to achieve, despite the crap that's been thrown her way. She still persevered, and so that's what it's all about. You know, it's all about keeping your head on straight and staying focused on what you want to do, and not worry about the fray and the noise in the background.
No, absolutely right. Oh, wait a minute. I just saw this. And y'all, when I say work wife, I mean like me and her will be a dynamic duo. And I will say this too, even though I think Melody Jeri Rogers is very beautiful, she is gifted and she will be a blessing to some man. I believe that that person deserves to have that blessing for what they want. I know I will be a worthy candidate to be her husband, but that might not mean that that doesn't mean that God will choose me for that. And you gotta be comfortable with not being chosen. But also too, if you do what you're supposed to do, you will always be chosen. Okay. So I just saw this. This just came from Variety right here. On Renew's First Time Buyers Club for season 2. An exclusive here. First Time Buyers Club, the unscripted series where teacher turned realtor Amia Stevens supports clients intimidated by buying a home for the first time, has been renewed for a second season by the Oprah Winfrey Network. Production on the next season will kick off later this year with an air date scheduled for 2024. This series perfectly embodies OWN's commitment to serve and empower our audience across many facets of their life, including the journey towards home ownership. Tina Perry, president of OWN, said in a statement, "AMA inspires us to see that home ownership is more than a possession of a piece of property. It's about owning a piece of one's dream and securing a solid foundation." Per the show's log line, First Time Buyers Club is an authentic, in-depth look at the exciting but complex journey of becoming a homeowner for the very first time. No matter the stage in life it continues, Alma is a trusted partner and confidant as she guides her clients through every stage of the home buying process, helping to educate and inspire along the way. Each and every sale also furthers Amina's ultimate mission and passion with her work, building wealth and reduction of housing disparity in the Black community. The series premiered in December of 2023, according to OWN, became Saturday night's top-rated original cable series without sports across all key African-American demos. First Time Buyers Club is produced by Red Arrow Industries. The show's first 10-episode first season just wrapped on OWN and also streams on Max. So congratulations to Amina Stevens right there, and OWN for season 2 of First Time Buyers Club right there. See,
it's definitely the audience for it, because I used to watch HGTV and watch them other people buy houses. But let me explain to you why I feel like it's such a great. I mean, I'm not crazy about OWN, but you know, that's neither here or there. The content is what's great, because let me explain something to you. You remember the show The Different World?
Yes, I do.
Prior to that show of A Different World, do you know we probably had, and I'm not, don't quote me on these statistics, But we probably had anywhere from 8 to 10% of the black population going to college. After a different world hit and showed everybody that they can go to college and see what the college experience is like and what it's all about, the emissions just doubled and tripled with black people.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times we feel like if we live in our own little worlds, our own little communities, and a lot of times we don't venture out and we don't know what's available to us. So this show can be very educational for people who want to buy a house, who's thinking about buying a house, but just don't know the ins and outs of buying a house. So this is just gonna explode for the black community, for people to know that they can own a home.
Absolutely
if they desire to do one. And so I think it would be very educational and very helpful to our community, just to let them know that, hey, you can buy a house too. I mean,
absolutely.
I'm older, so I bought 3 homes. So,
Amen.
Bought and sold and bought and sold. Amen. But at the end of the day, I'm not everybody. And everybody don't have that experience of buying a home or what have you. So I think it would be great for the community to be displayed, to show, how to buy a house. Now, I just look at it just to get ideas on how I wanted to remodel my house. That was the reason why I was watching HGTV. But just to see a sister doing it, I think is great.
Absolutely. And, I think, and like I said, OWN has a lot of work to do. I mean, it really does. Like I said, I remember your own show, the Oprah Search for the Next TV Star, Masterclass, Oprah's Next Chapter, Kidnapped by the Kids. There was a show with Peter Walsh about organization, Our America with Lisa Ling. There was The Judge with Winona Judge. There was Life with LaToya.
Ayanna Van Zandt.
The Zandt Fix My Life, absolutely. There was Put a Ring on It. There was Love Goals, Ready to Love. So you notice how I was able to recollect all those shows, because I've been a fan of OWN since the beginning, before Love and Marriage Huntsville came on. And so I think that what OWN is going through is they're going through an interesting time period where they can rise and fall by their own sword. And what I hope this renewal First Time Buyers Club showcases is that they are opening up slowly and surely to getting back to what OWN was about.
What it's supposed to be about.
What it's supposed to be about. Let's not forget Oprah's Life Class either as well. That was a huge show. And so I hope that this isn't just for a token. Because you know how they say that there's the token black person. I hope this is not just a token show for OWN. Just to be like, okay, y'all, we doing it. We doing it, because guess what? This is one token of many that y'all are going to need to get. I'll put it like this. If you want to win 1 million tickets at Chuck E. Cheese, you got to play the games to win 1 million tickets. Exactly. So this is cute. This will get you a Chuck E. Cheese folder. You got a long way to go to get to that Nintendo Switch of 1 million tickets.
Exactly. Because it definitely could have been way more than what it was.
Yeah.
And I want to say one more thing before you end your show.
Sure.
If Sexy Red can be on TV.
Hello. Hell to the law.
Why the hell can't we watch Braylon on TV?
You know what? Listen, I'm gonna do you one better. I love you so much. I love you so damn much for that, because you are absolutely right. Hang on, real quick. OREO. And I am showing this not to be rude. Okay, I'm showing this not to be rude.
I'll just use it for an example.
Absolutely. Look, I'm gonna match your example with this one. Give me one moment. Okay. Now, for those of you who may not have seen this clip, here we go. If Sexy Red can be on TV and Lizzo can do this, y'all wait for it. Wait for it. Uh-huh. Yeah, that actually happened, Joe. Uh-huh.
Is this recent?
No, this was a while back, but it goes to your point.
I started.
No.
Oh.
This was in the middle of her, rise to the top.
Oh,
But
in the
keep
middle of
watching,
it.
though. Mm-hmm.
Oh
But
my
keep watching,
God.
though. Keep watching. Now, the first time it was disrespectful. This time it's trifling. That part was a disgrace. Now, if Lizzo could do that, then damn it, Braylon Lee can be on TV, okay? And with that being said, shout out to I Said What I Said. You did such a lovely job of being co-host today. I so enjoyed your energy, your vitality, and just your soulful wisdom. I really mean that today. You did a wonderful job.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem at all. And to everybody that came through, Lynette Stiller, Nikki News, Revelation 2023, Revelation 2023, TKO 2890, Roblox Player. Let's see here. Tyra Patrice Daniels, thank you. Colton James Hodge, thank you. Lady B, thank you. And Cheryl H. Tuff, thank you all. And to 7 people, because it's been 7 or 8 people still here. Y'all the real ones, okay? I appreciate y'all. With that being said, yes, go ahead.
Do Nikki have a channel?
I don't think Nikki has a channel. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? Honestly, the passion that she has, if she had a channel, I would be right over there supporting. Y'all know I would.
Oh, I thought you said she had a channel earlier.
No. I'm sorry.
She was a content creator.
No, but she should be though. She definitely is a great soul for sure. So to all of you and to I Said What I Said, thank you all so much. And yeah, with that, it's time for the best outro on Nikki News says I'm working on it. Thanks for asking. Well, listen, when you get ready,
girl.
Listen, when you get ready, we're gonna be right here, damn it. Okay, I'm gonna be right over there supporting you. Because like I said, I give support to people who genuinely deserve it. And just because I don't give it to you don't mean that I don't wish you well, but I also have the right to protect my peace. Amen. With Lord help my damn mouth. And with that being said, it is time for the best outro on YouTube. I said what I said. You can stay up here if you want to for the outro. I don't mind at all. So yeah.
No, I'm gonna go down so you can do your thing, and I sure appreciate you allowing me to speak on the panel today, Braylon.
Oh no, you did an absolutely great job. I really mean that.
Okay, I'm gonna go down and listen to you in the chat.
All right, love you. Talk soon. All right, everybody. Listen, like I said, y'all get y'all free damn wings today. Okay, I'm gonna get dressed and go my damn self and get the wings. Cause hell, if I told y'all this much about it, okay. Let me get it pulled up here. Hang on, just so y'all know. Because if I told y'all this much about it, damn it, I gotta go do it. So it's from 2 to 5 p.m. your local time. Free 6 boneless wings or traditional wings today, and only today. It's dine-in and in-person takeout only. So listen, that's it. With that being said, it is time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you weren't born special because you were always born a blessing. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm doing my primetime intro on daytime TV. You know what? Listen, enjoy the fireworks for the day that's coming your way. I will see you all tonight. By the way, before we go, I do want to show y'all this, okay? Because some of you may not have seen some of you guys may not have seen the thumbnail for tonight, and I just want to be able to show that to y'all. Because I know how many people are looking for something positive of Wendy. I think y'all will be very proud with this thumbnail. Absolutely, I said what I said. Love you, and we will talk soon. Y'all, here is the thumbnail for Wendy Williams. Now, listen. I thought, hey, listen, if we're going to do this right, we're going to do this right. So that is her old set, and I tried to find a picture of Wendy that I was trying to find a chair picture, but I couldn't find it. But I did this thumbnail exactly like this because I think that our channel, my channel, your channel, our channel here has a great depth, breadth, and soul. And so our thumbnail should reflect that. So what do y'all think? Y'all like that thumbnail? Come on now, listen. If you don't know anything about Braylon is gonna put that soul in what he does. So I hope you guys enjoy the thumbnail. I really just, when I was making, I'm just like, wow, this right here, it's not gonna break the internet, nothing like that. Okay, it ain't gonna do what Melody Cherie did with Sharnita's World, but I will say that this thumbnail definitely sticks out for sure when you type in Wendy Williams. So you guys will hear my thoughts tonight on part 1 and part 2. So with that being said, it is time for the best outro on YouTube for daytime. On the morning edition. Enjoy the fireworks for the day that is coming your way. I love you. I value. I embrace you all. I know I say that at the primetime show, but I really do mean that. I love you. I value. I embrace you all. Tonight, 6 p.m. Where is Wendy Williams? Part 1 and part 2. Plus, I am going to read something that I said to somebody. And y'all, I'm just going to say hashtag get your box ready. Get your box ready. And when I mean box, I mean get your tissue box ready. Because when I send it out to somebody, it's going to really show you who I am. Well, y'all know who I am. But for the rest of the people that are new and for people that may want to say who I am, I'm going to show my own receipt tonight live. Much love, everybody. Enjoy the fireworks. Bye-bye.